welcome. We have another video review. I am Max. This is Kat, and on the other side, way over there, we have Isa. How you doing?
I'm here, guys. I'm here, folks.
You
Pleasure.
getting better?
Well, hopefully, I'll have my surgery tomorrow, and then I will be better. Right now, I have this still have the X fix, this thing on my foot. So,
Right.
yep, it's still there. But once that's removed, I'll be much better.
All right. All the best with the surgery. Hello. Let's say hello to some people. Sunflower says, "Hey Max, sorry to hear about Rosie and what a doozy. I don't even know what to say." And then said some things. You know that this is not exclusively an atheist problem, right? It's widespread. No demographic has any more than any other, really. All right. So we are watching tonight. This is Mehdi Hasan against in Jubilee against a bunch of weirdos. I have to say, really, because this one is wild. What's up? Hey, bro. Hello. West Side Girl reacts, says, "Hey Max, your package has been shipped." I did see that email. So I'm guessing we'll do a stream when I get it, trying it out and see how that goes. I rarely drink, so it has a potential to be catastrophic. But yes, thank you so much. I saw that. That is awesome. Sup, bro? Hey, bro! We're here. We're streaming. Let's go. All right. Isa, anything on your mind? How has do you have Isa, listen to me. Do you have any hot nurses?
Yeah, most of them.
Yes. By the time the Isa's hospital stay ends, he will have banged all of them. I assure you. All right, let's go. This is, oh my god, Isa, you know who this guy is, right?
Yeah, he's a South Asian origin. He's like a correspondent. He usually talks about Israel and Palestine conflict. I guess you would say he's a journalist.
Yep,
So yeah,
exactly. No
yeah.
Destination Sailing says, "Are these regular right wingers or QAnon freaks?" Hold your horses. I will not answer that, but we'll see it.
I would say he's
He's
generally
pro
left.
crime.
Yes, he is very left leaning, I would say.
And pro criminal. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mehdi.
I would just like to ask, what makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I think when you're soft on criminals, when you let criminals out of prison, when you pardon people who've assaulted police officers, you're pro-criminal. Donald Trump pardoned almost 1,600 people who were involved in January the 6th. I think 600 of them had been charged with assaulting a police officer or obstructing a police officer. 170 had pled guilty to assaulting a police officer. 70 had pled guilty to assault with a deadly weapon. J.D. Vance said, we're not going to pardon the violent criminals from January 6th. Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Are you okay with that?
I would say January 6th is a very special case. I would say it's almost a climax point in history. I would just phrase the question this way. Right now in the LA protests, if they were to...
No, love that. But what about? Love that. Never mind the January 6th whole thing. What about starting off really awesomely?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think Mehdi is very being witty and smart here by using this topic. He's basically saying, "Oh, y'all say that you believe that you're tough on crime. Are you really? Let's see about your golden boy. Is he tough on crime? Look at this criminal act that happened." And they're like, "Oh, well, in this case, it's not criminal. It's like, okay.
It gets it gets wilder.
Just for example, they were to rush the capital of LA. I mean, they'd have to move over all the homeless people living in tents on the steps of the Capitol. But if they were managed to get into the Capitol and they were just protesting, peacefully, let's say police officers were rushing them in, they were letting them in and saying, hey, you guys can go in, like we have many testimonies that say.
What about the violent ones, though?
Okay, violent ones like
what? Like a man named David Dempsey, a judge, a Reagan-appointed judge, sentenced him to 20 years in prison. He stomped on police officers' heads. The judge said his conduct was exceptionally egregious. He attacked police officers with flagpoles and pepper spray. Donald Trump pardoned him. There's a man named
20-year conviction. Oh my God.
Daniel Rodriguez. He got 12 years in prison for taking a stun gun and tasing a police officer in the neck and giving him a heart attack. The judge said he was a one-man army of hate. Donald Trump pardoned him. Does that not make Trump...
Wait. The previous one gun got 20 years, and this one got 12. And he caused someone to have a heart attack and die. That is so weird.
It's probably because of in American law, it's about intent. So, what was the intention of the person? Was there like malice aforethought? Meaning, like, did the person choose to did they have evil intent before they came? Was there negligence? What was did they mean to do what they did? Like, that's how they weigh cases based on that. Even if, it looks far more severe, I think probably the ruling was that that person probably, the intention was not to kill the person. It was, to do something else. It just happened that way. But I hear you. It does seem crazy. Like, you killed someone and you're, I guess you just get manslaughter instead of like murder.
Yeah, that may be right. Sorry. There we go.
Pro-criminal. He's letting violent criminals out of prison.
I would say no, it doesn't make him pro-criminal.
You're okay with that?
I did not say that. I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons. 600 of those were people charged
one
with...
example that you just gave me.
I can give you more. Should I keep going?
Fine.
Shane
And I'll say the exact same thing every single time.
Then your argument will fall apart because it's not just one example if I keep going.
Go for it then.
Okay, Shane Jenkins got 7 years in prison for 9 criminal offenses, attacking police with a deadly weapon, destroying government property.
How do
pardoned
pardons
him.
that probably shouldn't have happened turn into pro-crime?
So you've agreed that they shouldn't have been pardoned?
Sure, but that wasn't your claim, was January 6th. Your claim was Trump is pro-crime.
Yeah, because he pardons criminals.
Okay, I would say that that's a fault.
Let's talk about non-January 6 people.
Okay.
He's pardoned people like Paul Walchuk recently, who took millions of dollars from his own employees, was sentenced to tax crimes, had to pay back $4 million. Trump pardoned him. He bought himself a $2 million yacht. Why is he pardoning criminals like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should. I don't think really presidential pardons should be a thing at all. But I
agree.
I don't think that.
All right, pause.
That means something.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
That was impressive. I'm sorry, Mehdi Hasan is brilliant. That was a takedown. He's like, oh,
yeah,
this is your trickery of like a red herring, like saying, oh, it's just one case. He's like, no, man, I got the facts, bro. It's here's another person. This isn't just violent crime. We've got larceny here. We've got the white collar crimes too. We've got everything. So I would say that was brilliant. That was a very brilliant maneuver. And the guy just he couldn't do anything. He was finished.
No, he got body slammed. Body slammed.
And I mean, it was gross because the guy's like, oh, that was a mistake. It's not a mistake. It was intentional. It was an intentional maneuver.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he called him out, and basically everybody else like we look terrible now. So, and that guy rushed to the chair. He thought he was an all-star. Not too much.
No Destination Sailing says every president pardoned criminals. This argument is invalid. I understand. There's more though. He has way more. So hold that thought for just a moment.
I disagree. If that were the case, if any other people do it, they're still held to the same standard. We don't play that game. We don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever. If people are pardoning criminals, and we're talking about vast amounts of criminals, the logic follows. There's nothing wrong with that. The logic still follows, right, Max?
Yep. Yeah, but and there's more, which is always, a nice. It's not an argument that just hinges on one thing. So we'll carry on a little bit. Oh my God.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Mehdi.
What is it?
Mehdi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind my asking?
My parents are from India.
Oh.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Mehdi and I get this all the time. They're like, "Where do you come
Yeah, it's
from?
like,
What's
but-
your
but-
country?
but
What's
what
your
are
country?
you?
What are you really?
What are you?
I get that so many times. They're
Ugh.
like, "What
Got it.
country do you come from?" I'm like, "Is that relevant? Does it matter what country I come from?"
Oh my. Yes. Some might even say like, what kind of poor are you? But yes, we started off like, oh, this one is so good.
Just getting premise here. First of all, I want to say
The premise of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S. first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this: the
Should
argument,
US should people who live in the US not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other because I have this thing. Like people know, I have this thing. I have to stay calm. Okay, so.
Oh my no! Yes, we know. We know you probably
Okay,
have an
Max,
ankle monitor too, my guy.
I have
What
been
the
suffering.
hell?
I want to tell you one thing, brother. I have been suffering in this hospital. This is like this stuff is gold. I'm so glad that you shared this with me. I'm like, and it's like these people really think they're hot, stuff. They think they're really
Yes.
brilliant and smart, and I'm like, just what they think is so like it's basura. That's the word I have to use. It's basura.
Basura, yes.
It's the basura.
Yes.
God.
Oh my God, sunflower. We've all been through this. This is old news. This is why this new channel started. So you're coming a little bit late to the party, and we've all disavowed, and we're here now looking to the future. So
Okay.
Here's the thing. I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't.
Okay.
So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure. Because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is, first and
You
foremost.
don't think stomping on police officers?
we're changing the definition of what crime is. The thing I like about this crowd is that they don't hide. Like, they don't go with the sneaky Andrew Wilson tactics. They just say out. They just put out the horrible, which in a sense, you have to appreciate a little bit. They are still, like, absolutely horrible, but this is wild. The atheist progressive left absolutely sucks. Okay.
I just have to tell you that's
That's
so
right.
funny to me because it's like has nothing to do with the video. Like, I think that would be really cool if that's what we were doing in the video, if that's the folks we were actually looking at, but we're not looking at those folks.
No, today what kind of yes, they are scary, they are disturbed, dangerous sociopath. Hold that thought, because you're describing the crowd in this video that we're watching right now. So
It's
I'm
no
blown
longer
away.
a relevant conversation anymore. You're
Really?
arguing. No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I've
BLM
lived
protests.
here for a
Have you
while.
seen? Okay, myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even imagine.
So we have
being
no
done to
rules then?
conservatives. It's not about that. It's
What's it
about
about?
tribal warfare.
Okay.
That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
no. Why? What does it matter where the guy's from?
I mean, and racism was there. He's like, "Oh, you're a brown guy. You're from
Yeah.
India. Why do you care about this?" And I'm like, and I would have flipped it back, and I'm like, why was America involved in Japan? Why was America involved in Libya? Why is America involved in Iraq? Why is America involved in so many countries? Why is America in the Middle East? You said that we shouldn't care about other. You're saying your position is isolationism. Well, America doesn't seem to be isolationist, so how about that?
America sponsored 2 coup d'etat here.
Yeah,
When
in Uruguay.
yeah.
So I'm like, but you said we shouldn't care about Uruguay, right? We shouldn't care about anything else except America. What about, like, when you keep saying, the southern border must be stopped and we can't have Mexicans coming through? I'm like, then why are you caring about Mexico? Why do you care about all this stuff? You do care about other things, but it's okay when you care about other things, but it's not okay when other people care about other things. Sounds like a hypocrisy here.
Yeah.
I love this, Max. You just made my day. I feel alive right now.
All right. Yes. Love that. Uh, when I got my pneumonia, laughing at the madness coming from TFE actually helped me get better when I felt like shit and I was laughing my ass off because of the flat earthers just like losing their minds. That was a real great thing to get better.
Sorry, your parents are from India,
Yeah.
so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own stakes.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough. Here's
Oh no!
Why haven't they
I-
put up the red flag yet? I'm like, this dude is such a racist and a bigot, and he's highly unintelligent. Like, it's like he's gotten all the red flags, but the people here probably believe what he's saying.
Yes. But like I don't know how you got that. There are processes to get that. This is wild.
I want to tell you something funny.
the thing.
Are you an American?
So my father became an American citizen, right? He had to
Right.
do a lot of work. Still have his certificate, like the thing that you get when you become an American citizen.
Yeah,
I
when
have
you
his
pass the
picture.
test.
Yeah, he was so proud of becoming an American citizen. And you have to do so much work. You have to study, and a lot of the time, these people know way more about, like, people who become Americans know way more about America than Americans do. Like, you ask Americans, what do you know about the First Amendment? They have no idea what it is, or the Second Amendment, or the Third Amendment, or anything. They probably don't even know what 1776 is. They don't even know about, the Revolutionary War or the Civil War. They don't know anything, right? And then they come in like, I'm America. I love America. And then they don't know anything about what America is. You know what I'm saying? It's unbelievable.
That very argument comes up in just a little bit.
And they don't even know he's an American.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yep.
I love it.
Okay.
But here's the
Not
thing.
sure how you got that. Okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the
Okay.
claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers,
I didn't know.
colonialists.
Oh, colonialists, like, yeah, suck it. That is, yes, Liz
You're
Kay
not a
is
real
correct.
American. You just
America.
You just came a couple hundred years earlier. That doesn't make you a real American just because you came in the 1500s. You were a settler
Yeah.
colonialist. Whoa, wow, you get prized for being that. See, like in my case, my family came in like the late 1800s, early 1900s because they were refugees from like horrible things that were happening like in Europe and stuff like that. That's like a much better case because you're like, oh, you're like an innocent person that's escaping persecution. No, your ancestors were persecutors. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's
I
not
would
a
be-
great thing.
I would say, like, looking down, like, ashamed, like, yeah, no, my family came back in the colonial time, some shit was done that shouldn't have, because that is wild. Just being proud of some of the atrocities of the colonial era, that is just wild.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry.
talking
No!
about? What are you talking about?
And they clap! No! No, they clap! They all clap, Tisa! No! That was... Holy cow, no!
I mean, like the stupidity level is like, I don't know. It's like off the charts, man.
That was
Wow.
an ironic, an improvised clap because he said Americans are white.
And they're the indigenous. They're the indigenous people.
Like, I can't. I can't. This is... People like this exist. This is so foreign to me.
We have Dr. J, by the way.
And we have Dr. J.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Ah, it's
Oh, you're gonna
going.
love this. You're gonna love this.
Oh.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I've watched it already. I watch a lot of the stuff that Jubilee puts out, so I've seen it. It's pretty incredible. We got to the fascist yet because I believe that's a coming.
Yes, that's the next one. Right now, we're in the guy that is saying that Americans are Native Americans are white. Lovely, lovely.
Yeah, that's about the quality of argumentation that you're going to find in this video. I think it's a fantastic. Oh, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys both know, Issa, you're obviously a no-go according to anyone in this video, and Max, don't ever come around here. I think is what the rules are according to everyone in this video. If I
Yes.
understand correctly.
Especially with Max's accent. No, that accent
Yes.
would be
Yeah.
like, oh God, it's so bad. This is so bad, man.
And this is nothing. We just started. It gets wilder.
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going off on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from
Do you know
Asia.
what indigenous means?
Listen, before
Indigenous
America,
people can't come from somewhere else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It
Doesn't sound
means
like
they
it.
came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he in America?
I genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay.
What? What does
Hey!
NDT, our Lord and Savior, High Priest of the Globe, NDT? Why do you have to bring him into this?
Well,
I don't-
how did he get citizenship? That doesn't seem right. I feel like he should be on the outs too. Come on.
Yes, that is just wild. But shout out to NDT. We love him, Supreme Overlord of the Globe.
Checking.
My point is, okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these
Because
people are
you're
criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay on
literally
track.
sat down and asked me
You're
where I'm from.
derailing.
I think you
I
derailed this
think you got
conversation from the
offended by
get-go.
that, but I'm because
I'm
I'm
not
always
offended. I'm
curious.
just wondering what it
Because
has to do
I'm
with crime.
always curious.
We're going to talk about
why-
immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime
I just
and
got a
pro-criminal.
round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I
Is
don't
this-
think
is
I'm
this
doing.
how-
Oh my. Oh my. Yes, you're in a room with like 19 more people that think just like you.
So I wanted to say one thing. You mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson. I have a cool little factoid about him. So I did a master's degree in international peace and conflict resolution, and my classmate is actually the nephew of Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he's like a hip hop artist, and he's like a professor now at Arcadia. He's a really cool dude. His name's Steve Tyson. Really awesome guy. So give a name drop for that.
Shout out.
Probably shouldn't be an American citizen, by the way. Just following the logic here of the video.
Ugh.
These are the things I'm learning.
Yes.
It's horrific that the people even clapped. I'm like, these people are like, and this is the state of our country when we see things like this.
It only gets worse, Issa. It only gets worse.
I'm coming in blind.
Yes. Isa hasn't seen this yet, so he's getting
Okay.
the biggest impact of their weirdness.
You get rounds of applause. You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That must
wait
make you
till
feel
this comes
good.
out. You know what? I'm
20
actually
people
glad
agree
you're
with
getting
you,
this
applauded you.
emotionally outraged right
Wow.
now. This is great.
I love it.
Do I have to say anything at this point, or are you just going
Please.
to keep going?
Please.
Okay.
Make your claim.
My claim is that I don't care if it's pro-crime. You want to go back to the topic of conversation?
That's fine. We agree then.
So-
He's pro.
I don't care if it's pro crime. Then what? What the hell? Like, what about democracy and the rule of law? So does that mean that they would accept that the president just, I don't know, just shot someone? Like, are they just saying that, or would they accept, I don't know, Trump murdering someone? Like, seriously, ask.
It is about 10 of the people in this group seems like they would just be cool with it. I really think they would be. I don't. It's really befuddling.
Mm-hmm. Isa, what do you think?
I'm actually shell shocked. I'm being quite honest with you. just hearing, and you said it, Max, like being overtly saying these things. It's not like sneaky Ronald Reagan way of talking where, you're saying racist things, but you hide it. It's just overt. It's like the guy asked him, he's like, so where do you come from? Where do you really come from? I'm like, it looks like a parody. It's like a skit that you would see on SNL or like College Humor. It's not something you expect in real life that a person openly being recorded is saying this ludicrous stuff, But
Yeah.
I think we need to see it. Like these sound like the people I see when they talk about Mamdani in New York. To like, Mamdani's an evil communist. Mamdani's an Islamist. I'm like, he's a progressive liberal dude who wants to freeze rent tax and lower halal cart rates. Oh my god, that's so scary. Mamdani's terrifying. I'm so terrified. He's
That's
like
the
AOC and Bernie. Oh god, we can't have that.
that's a guy from New York,
He's
right?
from New York. He's an Indo-Ugandan who's also an American, but they're like,
And a
yeah,
Muslim, right?
yeah,
A secular Muslim. That
he's a
they
progressive Muslim. Yeah,
it
exactly.
doesn't he doesn't fit into his neat little box, so they're freaking out. Yeah, I've seen that. That is wild.
But I have a question for you, though. Do you care on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Do you care about law being administered
Yes.
to the opposite side of the
Yes.
spectrum?
I think
when they're
anyone
doing
who
the same?
assaults a police officer shouldn't be pardoned. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have pardoned 9 Republican members of Congress who were convicted of crimes. And I don't think
Mark said, "Oh, Jubilee will 100% copyright strike this. They are brutal." I've heard about that, so we're going to give it a go and see how it goes. It's okay. So yeah, I forgot to say that maybe don't send super chats today because they'll probably get refunded.
Joe Biden should commit.
I don't
think
you
Democrats should
understand-
pun Democrats.
Fair, but I don't
We
think
both
you
agree.
understand where we are in the U.S. Then.
I think I do.
No, because you're
I think I do
arguing
this for
from
a
a
living.
position of like a U.S. that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
We're headed towards
so
tribal-
nihilism, no laws, nothing matters.
It's not about
everyone's pro-crime.
It's not about that. It's that
That's
conservatives
convenience.
conservatives for too long have been playing it safe. They've been playing by the
Really?
law. They've been playing
been
it
playing
by
by the law?
Yes, they have.
Maybe you missed the Bush presidency. Did you live here during the Bush years?
Conservatives are
Didn't
so
play by the
concerned.
law, George W.
Let me
Bush. Nor did
finish.
Ronald Reagan.
Let's be respectful to you.
I'm not sure you've been that respectful, but okay.
Just one after the other.
I really like this guy because he's like, I really want to turn down the temperature. And he does, in the sense of he doesn't talk loud per se, but as far as the things he says, they're really inflammatory. It's like, this is such an interesting juxtaposition. You're trying to turn down the temperature, yet the things you say make everybody want to pull their hair out.
Yeah. Mark said hello. Razor Robertson said, I was watching Mark's stream when it got shut down. That was a real shame. I think it was some Cedar one. Yeah, it wasn't. I let it run for a wrong time either. Okay. Al-Khwarizmi for $9.99 says, conservationism consists exactly of one proposition to with. There must be in-groups whom the law protect but does not bind, alongside out-groups whom the law bind but that does not protect. Frank Wilhoit. Thank you so much. That is, yes, that's a very good description.
I'm trying to bring it back, so let's both bring it back.
That's
Okay,
good.
I'm conservative. Okay,
Really?
let me tell you this: we do play it too safe. We've been playing it by the book for too long. At this point, gloves are off. Right? The left has made their point. They're willing
Are
to
the
do.
police force in Washington the left?
Yes.
why were they
Are you
assaulting?
kidding me? The left? Are
Oh,
you
wow.
are you insane?
Police officers.
Look. Okay, look
Wow.
at LA right here. You think those stand down?
You think the LAPD are a bunch of liberal Marxists?
No, but I
Really?
think they listen to liberal Marxists who tell them what to do. I think they listen to who signs their paychecks at the
Can
end
I
of the
just
day.
check,
Who are
because
liberal
you're doing
Marxists.
Max V for $5 Singaporean. Thank you so much. Says hello, peeps, pipettes, dudes, dudettes, Yerba materos and Yerba materettes, and oh hi, Mike. Hello.
Hello.
We both agree Donald Trump's pro-crime. You're just fine with it.
No,
Is that the position?
I don't
That's what
agree
you've said
with
so
your,
far
I don't
for about
agree with your
5 minutes.
I don't agree with your definition
What's
of
your
crime.
definition of crime?
It doesn't
Stomping
matter.
on a police officer's head is not a crime. That's
no,
your
what I'm
definition
sa-
of crime as the
He keeps giving
Native
me out of-
American,
I am Native American.
if you
Okay.
say so.
How do they not realize how that's
How, I wonder how many generations is there like a rule here? Like if your parents, your ancestors are like 2 generations, you're native, but 1 you're not, or is it 3, or what's the cutoff?
Yeah, that's a great practical question. Yes, and I like when some people go down this very wild route in making claims in debates. I like to explore them, and you get stuff. Sometimes you get good stuff like that. That is a great question that undoes this whole argument.
So going back to the topic at hand, we have different definitions of crime because you're
That's
talking
convenient. There's a
It's not
criminal
about-
code
it's
in
not
this
about
country.
what's
It's called the
convenient.
U.S. Criminal Code.
You know what? Let's focus
That's
on
what
what we
everyone
agree on.
focuses
I'm
on.
sure you and I actually agree on a
Do
lot
we
more than
agree
you
that
realize.
people shouldn't stomp on police officers' heads? Can we agree on that? If
I'm
you don't
not-
agree on that, then I really think this conversation is kind of
No,
pointless.
because first of all, you're saying what? That the police have the authority, that they're given the authority. I don't accept the authority that's been
It's a
given by
very
liberal
conservative
Mark.
position.
Wait, what? I don't accept the authority given to the police by liberal Marxists. Can we get a reality check on this guy? Like, what? In the U.S.? I mean, we just elected the left here in Uruguay, but I always have a hard time when people talk about the left and they're talking about, I don't know, Bernie Sanders, who might look like the left to you, but he's not really a leftist per se, I would say, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think we go that far left here in the U.S. I mean, I don't think Bernie's the most far left. There are people online that are further left. So if you want to criticize the American left, you can find someone on Twitter or Blue Sky or somewhere that's a lot further left than Bernie Sanders. But if you're talking about politicians with actual power, we have very few that would be very far left at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the longest time, I found that there was actually a law that made it actually illegal to be a communist and to run like a communist party in the US. It got then overturned because it's unconstitutional. And you do have a Communist Party of the US. But yeah, it's wild that they make some of these outlandish claims about, oh yeah, the left in the US, when it's really not. Isa for $2. Thank you so much. Hi, friends, family, Dr. J, and Max. Glad to be with you. Glad to be with you too, Isa. I'm glad we're making, your stands in the hospital a little bit more bearable. Ale Vallejo says it's because these guys are so far right and so uneducated they think even the not far right are Marxists. That is the relativistic position of the political parties is an interesting phenomena.
Or the conservative pro-police.
Then you
Or
don't
we
know what
redefine-
a
Yes, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, also, if you would press this guy on, like, tell me the names of these Marxist people run the LA police. Who are they? There is no, they don't have a name. It's the they, right? It's this, I mean, I'm sure maybe the left does it too, but the right just loves to say they. And then who are they? It's the Marxist liberals. Okay, name one of them. And they can't, right? You know, like that's, I don't know how they get away with that. You know, the word they does so much heavy lifting.
Oh, I froze for a second. I'm back. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen,
So
you're
we
in a room
redefine
with
crime.
juggernauts right now,
We
okay?
redefine
I'm telling you right now,
conservatives.
you are going to be blown
I
open
mean,
if you think
yeah,
that my
if we're going to
position
struggle
is
with the
alt-right,
English
you
language
have
for the
no
next couple
idea
hours, then yeah,
what you're
we'll
up
struggle.
against right now, okay?
100%.
Al Khwarizmi says South America is where people were put in prison so that prices could be free. Yeah, some of the stuff that the U.S. has done in all of Latin America is freaking wild. The United Fruit Company in Panama, and some of the little coups that were sponsored by the U.S. all across America. They bombarded the House of Government of Chile with the president inside. Yeah, a little bit over the top. But it's okay. I mean, I love the U.S. It's just that we have to admit some of the stuff that has happened.
It's
But
called
this guy had,
accountability. It's called accountability. It's good to be accountable. I'm with you, bro.
yeah, definitely. But this guy has no idea.
Yeah. Newsflash: the conservatives are liberal to me. Okay. Neocons, libertarians, all those mainstream people, there might as well be leftists to me. Okay, that's how far to the right I am. Do you understand my position? So when
I
you
kinda guessed it when you sat down.
say, about obeying police, why would I give the authority to police? Do you know here in America?
Do you think Donald Trump should be pardoning 9 members of Congress who committed financial crimes? Are you pro financial crime?
Do you know
financial crime?
Do you know
All right,
who Thomas
pause.
Timbo is?
Pause.
I think the people who clapped you voted you out.
No.
All right. Head back to your seat. You've been voted out by the majority.
Nice to meet you.
So wait, can I say one comment? I want to say one comment.
Yes.
That was so lovely. That shade that he threw. He's like, "Oh, you said that you got such a standing ovation. You got so much. All these people love you. They all just voted you out. How do you feel about that?" And he's like, "I'm not going to cross any of you out." He's like, "I'm going to let your own team cannibalize you." I love it. Loving it.
He's razor sharp with the wit.
It's great. I
Sir,
love it.
how are you?
Hey,
Oh, sorry.
so I'm going to be as respectful about this as possible, but the truth is your claim is completely bad faith. You do not care about being anti-crime. You yourself are pro-crime. Your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right? So your side, not Donald Trump, has passed a series of laws in California. Let's go with California. It's where we are right now. It's where I'm from. I don't know. Are you from California?
No.
Or okay. So in California, for example, the state legislature, completely progressive, just passed a law that limits sex offender registration to 10 years. It was life before. That's pro-crime. The legislature in California, which is progressives again, has passed a law that says the voter-induced 3-strike law is no longer absolute. If someone murders someone, stabs someone on 3 separate occasions, a judge now does not have to give them life. That's a progressive law. That is pro-crime. You support that, don't you?
I fail to see how that is like easing up some, loosening up some sentences for some crimes in the spirit of rehabilitation. How is that pro-crime?
Well, I don't know what the studies demonstrate on what would be the best way to handle crime, right? So I personally don't know whether those policies were a good idea to get rid of or change or not. They could be, but I don't really know. That's kind of my thought on it.
So what I feel about what this Gerard character is doing is he's poisoning the well. He's poisoning the well. He's like, look at progressives. He didn't make a syllogism. What he did is he just poisoned the well. He was like, look, you're a progressive, and you know what? Progressives are bad. And then he instead of starting off with the facts, he goes off with these points of trying to poison the well of saying that progressives are bad. That's not what Mehdi did. Mehdi was like, well, let's look. You say that crime means this. Here's what crime is. So then, here's point A. Here's point B. So thus, here's our conclusion. That's what Mehdi did. He actually did a syllogism. What this guy did was he just poisoned the well, and I was like, wow, that's brilliantly awful. But yeah, continue.
Well, and another thing to think about is the question is Donald Trump pro-crime? And what does the guy do? Does he want to talk about Donald Trump at all? No. He wants to talk about whether the Democrats are bad. And of course, it's a big country. You're going to find either at the national level, state level, city level, where Democrats have done things that are bad. Of course you are, right? Like, it's not going to be very hard. It's like, congratulations, you found a time in which the Democrats did something they shouldn't. But you had to bring that up, in my opinion, because you're kind of avoiding the proposition of Donald Trump being pro-crime, because it's hard to fight against that specifically. So you just try to say, well, I found something that the Democrats, have screwed up at some point.
Yeah, but in this setting, this is not a debate like where you're contrasting two positions. In this setting, the topic is not. They could be horrible, but it still doesn't get you out
It,
of the actual discussion. Uh,
absolutely. The Democrats could be even worse theoretically, and you still could lose the argument because the point
yeah,
of the argument is that Donald Trump's pro-crime.
Matthew Hakim says, our friend Matthew Hakim says, I'm going to be in a similar debate like this in LA with other conservatives versus Destiny. August 5. Are you guys going to cheer for me? Oh my.
I will cheer while you are there, Matthew Hakeem. Whether it will be for you or not, I guess we'll see, but I will be cheering.
Okay. I mean, Destiny. Yeah. But I mean, we'll review it. How about that? And you can come here, hang out with us, and we
There
can
you
laugh.
go.
And we can laugh about it.
Actually, don't support
I want to
sex
say one
offenders coming
comment
off.
too.
Yes.
I love what Dr. J said, and I love what you said. Because this is something I've been seeing in the Muslim Christian debates, like with the Islamic dilemma. I'm like, the Muslims are failing, like, because these are like very conservative Salafi Muslims, and they really just do a terrible job. They said, hey, we find problematic elements in Islamic texts. What do? They said, well, the Bible's bad. Look at this bad thing in the Bible. And I'm like, well, you failed. I said, that's not you've missed the assignment, my friend. The
Yeah.
assignment isn't about the Bible. If the Bible is bad, right? Okay, that doesn't prove that the Islamic texts are good. So you're terrible Islamic apologists, and then when they have to defend Islam, they're like awful. They're the worst when it comes to it. All they do is they just go and say, "Well, it was at that time," and I'm like, so then the Bible is defended too by that same argument. Like it's so ridiculous. They're such like I've been watching God Logic, and I'm like, this is insane. You
Yeah.
need better arguments. This don't come up on the show. You're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing everyone. You're embarrassing the topic you're arguing. And it's the same thing as this. What this person is doing is like, ew, liberals are icky and gross and disgusting. And I'm like, okay, the topic is about DJT. The topic is he good on crime or is he pardoning criminals? That's the topic. You failed the assignment. You missed the mark. Sorry, brah.
Yeah.
I think they should be on for life.
Okay, so you disagree with progressives.
So hold on. You and I both agree that sex offending is a bad thing, especially child sex offending, right?
It seems like you and I agree on that.
I
The
agree on that.
legislature of California doesn't.
So I'm not here to debate the legislature of California. I'm here to debate
You're
Donald
progressive.
Trump being pro-crime.
But
And
you're
I'm saying that Donald Trump was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. When Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the worst child sex trafficker of our lifetime, she's serving over 20 years.
That is rough. How I don't know how they would, and especially with the way things are going right now on this whole thing. I've been following the news on some of the stuff going on with the files and how the MAGA is imploding about some of the decisions of the upper echelons of the party versus what they were promised. It's wild, and bringing up Ghislaine, that is just savage.
Yeah, it's interesting because this debate happened before all that came out. But now this debate's happening but everyone who's watching this debate already knows about all the Epstein stuff. So I feel like this mega guy's in a little bit of trouble because it's even more and more egg on the face as far as the Epstein stuff.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I forgot because this probably was recorded at least a month ago or more, probably even more. But yeah, that's you're right. That's wild.
Well, and and he was
Do you know
best
Ghislaine
friends with Epstein. They were like, they have a big picture together. I'm like, there's no escape from this.
No.
There's no escape. So you can't try to say, well, my golden boy is just so lovely and wonderful, and then you're like, but I hate Epstein. He's the worst. And I'm like, okay, you got to make some justifications for Epstein and Maxwell. You got to do that. You got to go all the way, brah.
Yeah, that is just so rough.
Yeah, she's actually not. Jeffrey Epstein's the worst sex trafficker.
He's dead. I'm talking about people who are alive right now.
It's interesting, though, you didn't use his name, right? Wouldn't he be the one who did this?
Oh, great. I'm glad you brought up Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, before he died, did an interview with Michael Wolff. He's on tape. I don't know if you heard the tape. He says, my closest friend was Donald Trump. I was his closest friend. Elon Musk, I'm not sure if you've heard of him. He tweeted recently that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein, when she was on trial for child sex offending, which you and I are opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her.
I don't. If you're going to debate this topic, this is not something you can win. This is just bad.
Yeah, this guy didn't realize what a terrible choice it was to go down this road, because it was, by the time this video comes out, it looks even worse and worse for him.
Yeah. Matthew says those people are actors. You mean the people there? I mean, those people have YouTube channels and...
Yeah. Aren't all of them YouTubers, or are there some that are just randos? Because I thought most of them had, like, online presences.
Yeah, that's the idea. A lot of them have. Hello. And but they're from different social networks. Some are from TikTok, some are from... But yeah, in general, I've recognized some people in some of the others.
I mean, one thing I was to say, if they're actors, this is really bad for their career. They're not getting any roles on Disney, any Disney Plus movie. None of these folks are going to get.
Wait, no. Matthew says Trump, Ghislaine, Biden, all actors. Oh my God!
But brother Matthew, didn't you say you like Trump? I mean, do you see him sort of like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck? Do you see Trump as like that? I mean, he is an actor. He's a cameo actor in like Home Alone 2.
That is true.
And Little Rascals. I mean, and he's also in Fresh Prince too.
Why? Matthew, come on.
Wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex traffickers,
well, you just said they
like
were his
Epstein.
Friends. He's
no, I'm saying he was friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together. Epstein said I was his closest friend.
He's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people supporting pedophilia
that's not true. Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said Epstein's a great guy. He loves young women. A lot of them are very young. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
No, man, no. Just give it up. This is not going well for you. You need to get rescued right now. And Matthew, sometimes actors wearing masks, sometimes CGI/AI. Don't you? I love that. I love that. How is this guy not moving away from this topic? Because it's
dig, baby. That's what he's doing. It's so funny.
So you think he's soft for having a friend who's do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
If it came
exactly.
Okay, so we're both in agreement again.
If it came out tomorrow that one of
you just cooked yourself.
Mehdi is such a good debater. I have to give him points. Like every single thing, he's done it like perfectly. Like, and he's doing this on the spot. Like he's like executed all of them. They can't come with pomp and pageantry. They're all being destroyed. Like this is utter destruction.
Yep. He's really good, and poignant and to the point, but tactful. This is the kind of debating that I like, right? Honest, facts and pointing out some of those.
You have to use the wit too. The acerbic wit, is so amazing. We love that. This is masterclass on debating.
Your friends was a child sex trafficker.
You know what I'd do?
You'd stop being friends with them.
Yes. I wouldn't say...
And then I'd go on TV and I would say, oh, look, Mr. Hasan was friends with this guy 10 years ago. Therefore, he's pro-child sex trafficking. What if Mr. Hasan
said, I wish them well when they're on trial? Wouldn't you ever go at me for that?
You wish your friend well on trial?
Yeah, child sex trafficker. Would you be mad?
I wouldn't wish someone well, but that's
Donald
your
Trump
gotcha.
Did.
That's your gotcha.
It's a pretty big gotcha.
He wished a friend
pretty big gotcha.
Okay.
He praised
what you're really trying to do right now is you're trying to get back to Donald Trump on a personal level.
Elon Musk says his name.
What's his policy?
Oh, you want to talk policies?
Yes.
So when he left office in 2020, he left behind the highest murder rate for over 100 years.
He left behind the highest murder? Yes. That is the most bad faith claim you could possibly make.
It's a fact from the CDC data.
You know what? Here's why it's bad faith.
Can I finish a sentence? And then you can come back in.
You're just lying to people. Donald Trump.
I'm lying? Yes. Can I finish the sentence?
Donald Trump does not cause the murder rates. Murder is a state level.
Oh my. I'm trying to stop it every once in a while so we don't get dinged, and we hopefully can do more of these.
We love it.
Yes, but he's so fast. I think he's so prepared for this. It's a great one.
That's
Crime.
hilarious.
This is a
Gavin
curb
Newsom is
stomp
more
battle.
responsible for the murder.
Sorry.
This is a curb stomp battle. You know,
Yeah,
those
so
movies,
far,
like
yeah.
when you see, like, if you've seen Judge Dredd, or you see like some kind of movie like where you see this powerful guy like Stallone or Schwarzenegger, they come in and they just beat all the bad guys up. That's
Yes.
what this is.
A little bit, yeah. There's a huge imbalance in the people here.
rate than Donald Trump
Okay,
is.
that's hilarious. So Donald Trump's not responsible for murder rate, but other politicians who are Democrats.
Yes,
are.
because it's
Everyone
a state
can see
level
your
law.
partisanship.
That's like saying no. I'll say Republicans are too. State governors who are soft on crime are the ones that are responsible.
Let me finish
for
the
murder
sentence. When Donald Trump left office in 2020, between 2019 and 2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI, from Pew Research, there's a 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since 1905.
And who's doing
so he's pro-crime
who's doing the murdering?
and
Aren't they
pro-criminal.
responsible? Who's doing the murdering?
The murderers.
So aren't they responsible
But why
for the
did it
murder
go up
rate?
on his watch?
What?
Why did it go up on his watch?
Gee,
He's
that's
very
a real
bad.
hard. That's
He's
a real
very bad
hard
at fighting crime.
That's a
for
real hard one to
Republicans.
figure out, right? We shut down the whole economy during COVID. We told everyone they couldn't go out unless it was to violently protest. We told people that if a cop tries to arrest you, that cop's probably going to get charged with murder.
No, I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. But
Right,
the
so did
pandemic
he
didn't
cause
finish
that?
in 2020.
What?
The pandemic didn't finish in
No, but
2020.
you asked why the murder rate
and
went
yet
up.
if we're
The
going to
murder
play the
rate
what
went up
about game,
because of
you
all
guys
these
blame Joe
factors.
Biden for crime for years.
What Joe
For
Biden
years.
actively induces policies that are pro-crime. I'm asking
So
you
does
for
Donald
example,
Trump. Okay.
Name the policy that
Wow, that they're going so fast.
Well, I mean, it's brilliant what he's saying. Like,
Yes.
what Mehdi is saying is he's like, first and foremost, you hold Democrats accountable for when under their watch crime raises. This is a tactic that you use. So you must use the same tactic. You must hold accountability for your side. So when conservatives do this, you need to do the same thing. But he's like, oh no, well, he just was there. So I'm like, so you're a charlatan and a liar and a grifter. That's what you've already established that position. Then secondly, he's like, well, it's bad faith. It's bad faith. There's no bad faith. It's not. Is it bad faith or is it lying? Which one is it? He doesn't even know. He's throwing out buzzwords to make himself. It's pseudo intellectualism on display here. It's spectacular. This is a spectacular masterclass. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and he has the data off the top of his head, just like dates. Specific.
And then he holds Biden too. He's like, "Oh, you talk about pandemic? Well, we saw the pandemic under Trump and under Biden. So there was a different narrative that we saw under Biden than when we saw under Trump. So, your argument falls flat yet again. Sorry,
Yeah.
bah."
So I've had this argument, like personally, with people like a lot of times, and there's some things you really should look up, Max, if you have time. I'm not at my computer right now. Look up the violent crime rate per capita in each city in the U.S., and you will find like over half are in Republican-run cities. You should look it up. Like you would think San Francisco's high, it's like not high at all. So you should look it up, because I'll debate with people and they'll say, "Oh, the reason the crime rate's high is because Democrats run these cities and these cities go horrible." But then if you look up which cities actually have high crime rate per capita, it's often red cities. So, for example, I used to live in Wichita, Kansas, and I don't think they're in the top 10 anymore. But like 4 or 5 years ago, we were top 10 in the country, violent crime per capita. And I'm in super Republican Kansas. Almost everybody that runs the city government, so on and so forth, in Kansas is red. So when they say it's the cities-led leaders that are causing the crime, they don't even know which cities have the highest crime rates. Because if they did, they would realize that the red cities are doing like worse. Because a lot of the red cities are really poor, right? Like Mobile, Alabama, or whatever, right? Like it's a poor city, so like you're gonna have high crime. So anyway, if you have time, you want to look it up. It's always interesting to kind of remind yourself of those stats.
Right. Yeah. I'll check it out. Your Victoria says, just considering the ability of Mehdi here compared to the last Jubilee debate I saw with Jordan Peterson. Yeah. That's a very, very staunch difference.
Did you watch that one, Max and Isa?
Right now.
I did, yes. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the games of what do you mean when you say. I only ask what do you mean when I have doubt that someone is really using a word in a non-normative way. I just find that extremely boring. The people that ask what do you mean all the time.
I think someone said Jordan Peterson swimming in metaphors, and I think that's a really good way to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah, what did you see that one, Isa? The one with Jordan Peterson? No. Okay.
The one where you're the friend Danny, the friend of Leo, was on it, and he was very sharp. Danny with the kind of curly hair.
Yeah, I think. So.
And he was like, "Well, you're a Christian, aren't you supposed to be defending Christianity?" I think that's what it was. That was the Jordan Peterson one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy basically said.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the way it kind of went was the guy said, you're a Christian, right? And Jordan Peterson said, I've never said I was a Christian. And then the guy said, I was invited to a debate, Jordan Peterson versus 20 Christians. Did I show up to the wrong debate? And what happened was Jubilee ended up changing the title of the video because Jordan Peterson wouldn't admit that he was a Christian, even though apparently that was what was agreed to when they set it up.
Yeah, that is so lame.
Danny was very witty. He was he came. I think he was one of the strongest on there. He was very witty.
But just saying to someone who is a known Christian, saying like, "Hey, just to develop a conversation, you start establishing baselines like, okay, are you a Christian?" And the guy is like, "I never said that." Oh man, shoot, this is not going to be good.
Right now. No, you haven't actually talked about California legislatures. He pardoned violent criminals who then went on to commit other crimes. You don't think releasing violent crimes into the community?
Pardon is a one-time thing. What's his policy he has pushed? Name a law he has signed.
A pardon is a one-time thing. A policy is not one-time thing.
That's like Jimmy Carter pardoned the draft.
You guys may want to dodge January 6th, the pardons.
I'm not dodging that.
Then deal with it. Did you agree with
I'm going to right now.
Do you agree with
Jimmy Carter pardoned draft dodgers. Does that mean his policy was
I don't support Jimmy Carter. Do you support...
It's not remotely the same that a previous president pardoned draft dodgers, because there's a whole moral implication about the reach of the state to be able to draft you into war.
It's a comparing an apple to an orange.
Yeah,
because you could be religious and say, look, I don't believe in war, and I don't believe that I should be conscripted in this situation. So it's not at all the same thing. But what Mehdi did is very smart. He's like, fine, I don't agree with Jimmy Carter. I'm gonna steel man your argument. I don't know if he does actually believe that, but he steel manned the position. He's like, okay. What he did is not steel man. He said, I'm going to give your position the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, fine, I accept it. Let's move on. Now, do you accept this point?
Because it doesn't change. These whataboutisms don't change his original argument.
100%.
He may not even know about the pardons of Jimmy Carter, right? He may not even know about it. He's like, fine, sure, say it, but I'm not here to defend Jimmy Carter. That was very good.
Yep. Very, very, very sharp.
The pardoning of people who went on to be prosecuted for sexually abusing a 7-year-old child, illegal gun possession, reckless homicide.
Now, see, there's more bad faith. There's more bad faith. He didn't pardon someone for sexually abusing a child.
But they went on to be convicted of it.
For rebelling against the government that they believed had rigged elections. That's what he pardoned them for. He didn't pardon them for sexual child abuse.
But they were criminals who committed those crimes. He let them out. So that means the crime rate goes up.
So you say they're criminals because they did the crime, right? Yeah. Would you extend that to illegal immigrants, that they're all criminals because they committed a crime? I have a feeling your position
is going to change. Supreme Court, we're going to talk about immigration.
Someone who's illegally entered the United States, not a criminal, but somebody who illegally entered the capital.
Not according to the Supreme Court of the United States.
The Supreme Court has said that anyone who enters the United States illegally is not a criminal.
And we can jump to future claims.
Can I get the case site?
We can jump to 20. You want to get the case?
The case site, please. You said the Supreme Court.
The citation of the case.
Yes, that entering the United States illegally is not a crime.
It's called Arizona versus United States 2012. Go look it up.
Pause. You've been voting.
Yeah.
Good riddance. Good riddance.
Poor guy.
No, but good riddance. We were getting tired of that guy. He was saying,
well, you're gonna love these next guys, then, Isa. Don't worry. If that guy was bothering you, you're gonna like these other guys just fine.
I'm just so happy that they're being cannibalized by their own people. Their own people are cannibalizing him, and Mehdi, and it's good. Mehdi hasn't knocked any of them off. He's allowing them to kick their own people off. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yes. Yeah. He's very, very secure in his position. I like that.
Voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Mehdi.
to meet you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you
I
for
really
coming.
just more want to get an understanding. When you say pro-criminal, what do you mean?
I mean that when confronted with people who've committed criminal acts, Donald Trump has been either soft on them, friendly with them, pardoned them, and of course, let's not forget, I mean, we've got 5 minutes left. I'm surprised it hasn't come up earlier. He's a convicted criminal himself sitting in the White House.
Okay, I want to.
Oh, how is he going to recover from that? Shouldn't have asked that question. He had that one, like he saved it. The strategy. He saved the most damning one for the last 5 minutes. Like, had it saved neatly tucked in his sleeve and went like, yeah. And I have this. Like, I already mopped the floor with 2 of you. Now here, have this. So good. So good. Like, Mr. Mehdi, I take my hat off to you, sir.
Make sure I
felony
understand you correctly, because
Yes.
I don't want to straw man you.
No,
You're saying
I appreciate that.
every time that he's been confronted,
Not every time. I didn't
most
say the
times,
words every time.
most times,
A lot of the time.
a lot of the times,
Yes.
he's leaned towards criminal activity.
I didn't say criminal activity. He has committed crimes.
Endorsed criminal.
He's been indicted for
Correct.
88 different criminal offenses in 4 different jurisdictions by 5 different grand juries. He was convicted himself on 34 different criminal offenses by a jury of his peers.
Okay.
But let's park that for a moment.
Okay.
Separate to his own crimes, when
Right.
confronted with the crimes of others or the alleged crimes of others, for example, a Chinese crypto billionaire
Right,
called
right.
Justin Sun, who was being investigated for market manipulation, Trump dropped the case, invited him to the golf course,
Right, I get
invited
it.
him
So
to the White House,
plenty of
and
examples,
the guy
plenty of
invested
examples.
$70 million.
Yeah, plenty of examples, and that's the point. And that's the point, and that's it. That's it, sir. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but I'm sorry, sir. You just cooked yourself.
Samuel.
Okay, Samuel just cooked himself. He's like, okay, yeah, you got a lot of examples of Trump just being absolutely horrible, like criminally, right? Criminally horrible. That's it. What are we doing here anymore? Like, what else can you say?
In Trump's
Okay, so
cryptocurrency.
what I want to ask you
That's
this.
pro-crime in my
so
view.
is it possible? Because remember, the burden of proof's on you, right? You have to prove. Is it possible that all these things that he's done that supposedly make him pro-crime?
Yeah.
Is there's another reason for the doing it? There's other justification. For
Oh,
example,
no,
let me give an example,
yeah,
and then you can
please.
rebut it. The Jason.
Is it possible? Yeah, even if it's possible, but the explanation is another one, hidden somehow. It doesn't change the fact.
Yeah, let me tell you, the 4D chess argument in the Trump land is used just an incredible amount. I know it doesn't make sense. You don't know it makes sense. Nobody thinks it makes sense. It seems contradictory, but you don't realize, Max, it's 4D chess. And the great king is going to show us sometime, who knows when, maybe later, why it all makes sense. Trust the process. Trust the process. Go Philadelphia 76ers a la 7 years ago or whatever. It's a basketball reference that no one thinks is funny but me. So anyway, the 4D chess is absolutely a thing with these people.
Yeah.
I love it that you name drop my team, man. That's a great place to go.
You bet. Got him Joel Embiid. They got an MVP player out of it.
Love it.
Yes.
Is it possible that he could have done this
Yes.
to unite the country, to move past, to go to a new chapter? If it's even possible, I think you would have to admit that there's another possibility. Therefore, he's not pro-crime, at least in possibility.
So let me agree and disagree.
Yep. Okay.
So I agree with you that the intent could be different. I don't think Donald Trump was sitting there saying, how can I increase the level of murders? Let me release some murderers.
Right.
I'm not saying he did that on January 6th. I don't think he was trying to unite the country. That's where we disagree. That's bullshit. In fact, he divided the country further.
Yes.
But intent doesn't really matter to my claim. If he's releasing violent criminals,
Wait.
it doesn't
Intent
matter.
doesn't matter?
No, he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
No, but that's a big indictment to say pro-crime. That means
If I'm
he's
confronted,
for crime.
I'm confronted. Well, he is, because, for example, I gave an example.
No. It could
Can I
be
finish?
possible.
I didn't
Okay, sorry,
interrupt you.
forgive me.
Your friend earlier, your ally, said, where has he done stuff that's increased the crime rate? I'm telling you, people have been pardoned who have been convicted on multiple other crimes. These people who we pardoned had previous criminal records. They were not just some folks chilling around and go, we're against the takeover of our country, we're opposed to rebellion. A lot of these people were already hardened criminals, militia members. He looked at those people and said, you know what? They've been convicted, in many cases, by Republican judges, but I'm going to let them out. Yeah, that makes
Can I
you
ask you a question?
pro-criminal.
Is it possible?
Very
Again,
much so.
all I'm trying to
And if Joe Biden had done it, you'd be attacking him.
Sure. Is it possible that their conviction was part of the plea? It's like, oh shit, I can't get out of this, so I got to take a plea.
It doesn't make it that. Oh, for fuck's sake, sir! If what you say is true, if their conviction is a plea, they usually plead you down. So what they have done is potentially worse than what they actually got convicted for. So it invalidates your objection, my good sir. They don't think.
Well, Max, what you're failing to realize is what's really happening here is they didn't do anything wrong at all, but they got charged, and they should have, they were just scared because the Marxist communist leftists were charging them. They were going to put them in jail, and so they knew they were going to get unfairly charged with even worse crimes, so they agreed to plead down, but they never actually did anything wrong at all.
Right. Yes. If you ask in a prison, there's a bunch of innocent people locked up. Everyone is innocent. This is just wild.
Some of them, maybe.
A lot of them, maybe?
Others we saw with our own lying eyes on tape, battering police officers.
So I want to
Did you watch live on January 6th? What happened?
To be completely honest, I'm pretty novice on this.
Okay.
I'm more trying to target. You're saying he's pro-crime, and in my head,
I'm
just
saying,
thinking this logically. Let me finish. If I can finish for 1 second. If thinking this, there's a possibility that he might have had other reasons. For example, unifying the country. Next chapter, right? That could be the reason. Therefore, it's not pro-crime. There was other reasons. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And if that's,
I'm saying it's a possibility, but I'm saying it's irrelevant, because if you're knowingly releasing violent criminals out into the community.
They added the little animation to the amount of flags that are put up. They didn't used to have that one. That is very nice.
I hadn't noticed that till you pointed it out. That's interesting.
Yes.
Notice that flag. That's my favorite, is looking at that flag. And it's like, they're really making terrible arguments. Like, even if we grant what he's saying, well, there's a possibility. What's the probability, though? You're mentioning possibility. What about probability? We're seeing the same thing happening over and over and over again. So what is probable in this situation? I just think it's insane. It's tragic. It's tragic.
Yeah. Monkey Cat says, well, hello, friends. Hello.
Pardoning, not just releasing, then yes, you are being pro-criminal. And I've interviewed police officers.
I don't know about that case.
I've interviewed police officers who have been assaulted, beaten, had to retire from the police office, broken bones.
Can I move really quick?
I'll finish very quickly. I've interviewed these police officers. They've been beaten by people who they've then seen walk off the streets and then carry on threatening them. Yes, when Donald Trump is responsible for that, you're definitely pro-crime.
Okay, I doubt a lot of the sources, but
you doubt police officers who testified to being assaulted.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
I mean,
thanks.
If we doubt the result of the election, aren't just ignoring or doubting an eyewitness testimony? That's easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on, all those people are. They're probably wearing masks, right? Like I learned that from Mr. Hakeem here. Probably masks, CGI people, not real interviews. Absolutely not. Totally fake.
The Vegas sphere and all of that. Yeah, we know how that goes.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
So you claim that your main claim is that Trump pardoned some people from January 6th. By the way, I was there.
This guy doesn't have one. He has two crosses in his necklace. because I don't know. I guess he needs extra protection.
Well, you got to have Jesus, and then you got to have the cross that he was on. So there's a double duty there.
Right.
I saw it all firsthand. About a football field away. There's smoke in my eyes. Bloodied. It was a crazy day.
Were you convicted of any crimes?
No, of course not, because I didn't enter the building. Staying very peaceful. But your entire claim is that he
That's
pardoned.
not my entire claim.
Your bet's basically you keep bringing it up. All you do is bring it up.
Okay, I'll mention some other people.
Let me say this.
Are you okay with his pardoning of Paul Walchak, who stole money from his employees?
You keep talking about
9
partying.
former members of Congress.
You
That's
keep
my
talking
claim.
about partying.
He keeps pardoning criminals. That makes him.
You know who else
pro-criminal.
pardoned a big criminal?
Go on.
Hunter Biden was pardoned by his
Yeah, I
father.
don't think
He
he should've
did
done
crack
that.
cocaine,
He should've done
and
that.
he had hookers there too.
Oh! I think that's why it hurts him so bad. It's the crack and the hookers, especially the hookers.
Well, you know what I think is funny? It's a whataboutism. It's literally a whataboutism, and it's like
another one.
Okay, fine. Then you can condemn Joe Biden on that position. That's fine.
Yes,
Condemn Joe Biden.
doesn't change.
The point is, just because someone else is bad doesn't mean that your guy is good. And it's a trickery. It's like a smoke and mirrors trickery. And I love when debaters like Mehdi Hasan are like, yeah, I don't care. We're talking about this. We're not talking about Hunter Biden. I didn't defend Hunter Biden. We're talking about, and then they're all clapping because they're like, oh, good. We just went off track. We went on a red herring. That was a total red herring.
But he's very good in like saying like, yep, he shouldn't have done that. Let's get back to the topic. He's not the. I would love to see Mehdi against a Flurf. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Well, I knew when hookers got brought up.
Why don't you claim that?
Yes.
I was gonna say when hookers got brought up, I knew Max was gonna be coming in hot. That was totally expected.
I mean, I do not understand, and we've talked about it a little while, why the U.S., the home of world capitalism, how prostitution is illegal in some places. It doesn't, I can't figure it out. Like, why?
Yeah, some places it's illegal everywhere here, right? I don't know of anywhere that it's legal. Is it, Isa, or am I not understanding? I thought it was illegal everywhere in the U.S.
so.
Or is that what you meant, Max?
Well, I don't know. As far as I know, there are some places that are more lenient, like Las Vegas.
It still is legal. It's still illegal. I mean, I think if you go to the strip, you can hire hookers, but it's still all illegal. And it might be like an open secret or whatever, but it's technically still
illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal, but it's not criminalized. I think that's what Max is saying, right? It's like, yeah, it's on the books. Like, this stuff is illegal, but the police just look the other way.
Right. Liz K says, Max is always hot. Pish posh.
Why don't you claim that?
I think Joe Biden in that instant was pro-crime. He shouldn't have done it.
Well,
he
so
shouldn't have done it.
Overall pro-crime just because he did that.
No, but Joe Biden didn't just. So if it was just a pardon, then you'd be fine. But I already mentioned there's also the fact that Joe Biden wasn't actually a convicted criminal in office. Trump has committed crimes. Trump hangs around with criminals. He spent much of the 80s hanging around with the New York mob. He hung around with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well,
I can keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the closest golf course you can go to.
Do you think?
And he's very.
No. How is that an excuse? No. Seriously. No, yeah, it's just like I just lived near, so I just befriended this serial killer. I don't know. He was just my neighbor.
Max, you clearly have never played golf, because if you have, you would know that no one would ever sacrifice some games of golf, even if it required being best friends with the sex trafficker. Absolutely,
right.
Golf before all.
The bond of golf is stronger than any kind of moral judgment you may have. Seriously, where do they find someone willing to, I don't know, embarrass themselves like that?
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
So he paid.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the
As
Epstein
soon
files?
as Trump found out,
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
No, I do not. Here,
What, is Elon Musk lying?
Let me explain. Let me explain this.
Okay.
He lived in the area in Mar-a-Lago, near Mar-a-Lago, so he bought obviously a ticket to go in there.
Yep.
As soon as Trump found out that Epstein had done all those bad things, immediate ban
That's
from
not true,
Mar-a-Lago.
but okay.
Immediate ban
That's
from
not
Mar-a-Lago.
true.
Yes, it is.
That's not
yes,
true.
it is. 100%.
In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited some of the girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
So listen to this.
From Mar-a-Lago. That's pretty outrageous, right?
Elon Musk tweeted that out in a fit of rage. Okay. Do you
Sometimes
really?
people
Do you
tell
really
the truth
think,
when they're angry.
Do you really
The
think?
truth.
He keeps getting those like one-liners in. And it's true. People do tend to sometimes just go off the rails when they're angry. The same with other, extreme emotions. But it's happened more than once, and all of the developments that have happened since this was probably recorded on that topic, and that will continue to happen because this is not slowing down. It's a lot of people in the MAGA realm. A lot of people have made this a very top priority issue, and they're really struggling with the Trump not going through with one big campaign promise. So I have no idea. I couldn't possibly predict what is going to happen. Maybe we get a whistleblower, maybe it just blows over, but interesting times. Emma says hello.
Comes out when people are angry sometimes.
So Cash
we
Patel,
might see that today.
Cash Patel literally said that.
Emma asks you, how is Isa doing? Less bandages around the head is a good sign, I hope.
Yeah, I'm Harry Potter now. If you see, I have a big lightning bolt on my head. So
no, bro, it's okay. Isa, chicks dig it. Yeah, you can say I fought a crocodile saving a child.
Yeah, well, I did save my mom, so that's worth it.
That is true. That you don't even have to lie, Isa. That's it. You got the most glorious pickup line ever.
Elon Musk had no access to the Epstein files. So
Cash Patel said that Epstein killed himself. Do you agree with that?
Isa, see what I tell you? CK here says battle wounds are hot. And CK also says saving your mom is hot.
Whatever he says,
I'm gonna have to put my mom.
He knows more.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to put my mom in a precarious situation now in order to save her. Come on, Isa. This is so tough to keep up with you on this stuff.
No, he and you have the advantage that you melted a high portion of the audience the day that you were squatting on camera.
Oh, you're
Do you
funny.
remember?
Squatting?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. You have that going for you, but now we have with Isa just like having a scar like that, we have no chance.
I can't keep up with a hero. I can't compete with a hero.
I have nothing nowhere near remotely as amazing as saving someone. Yeah, no, I lose. I'm so sorry.
Information than
a
I
lot
do.
of MAGA people are upset.
He knows
with
more
Cash Patel
information
for
than I
saying
do.
that.
But here's the actual claim.
Suddenly people are trying to vote you out because you said you agree with Cash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more information than I do.
Pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Surrounded is now a podcast.
Yeah, we don't care. Oh my god. Isa, you're going to lose your
Isa,
shit.
You might want to go to the bathroom. I mean, maybe not, but here we go.
Yeah, this is
Nice to meet
pleasure
you.
to meet you, sir.
Mehdi, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because in regards...
You're clapping to that?
Yeah, it's like, I don't care about the Constitution, and they clap. Like, yeah.
I don't care about American law. I care about fascism. Wow. Yeah, no American law here. Wow.
Wow, that we're just starting.
In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us.
Yes.
And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and make.
I love that. I love the First Amendment is applies for me, but not for you. Never mind your right to freely shoot and consume pornography. Never mind that. Niken says this guy got fired after this video release. Now he's complaining about cancel culture. I don't want to spoil for Isa, but knowing, like, I don't feel bad about that, like, at all.
Well, the thing is,
children and women be victimized.
One second. Pause it
Yes,
for a second.
sorry.
This guy decided to come on a show. He decided to put on his ideas online. He decided to do all of that. He wanted to do that. So guess what? You know what some businesses want? They want certain people that represent their brand. That's what capitalism is. This is not cancel culture. This is capitalism. This is what capitalism produces. So certain brands want certain faces that are attached to their brand. So if you don't meet their brand, they don't want you. Did you know that? Like, you know.
Well, I bet the issue partly is 75% of his coworkers wouldn't want to work with him. Like, it would
100%.
It would be hard. I mean, you'll hear all the things that he says. I mean, it is just like, it would just cause workplace dysfunction, right? And the workplace is just probably like, listen, life's easier if we just have somebody else, you know? I don't think this guy has been not a public person. I think he has an online personality. It's just that he wasn't big enough for his coworkers and the people at work to know he had all these ideas until he went on something as big as Jubilee.
Yeah.
I hear that, and I think that's another important thing too. Like, even pragmatically, you just don't want to create workplace hostility. So yeah, I'm saying and also your branding looks bad, your workplace hostility. You have multiple variables of why you wouldn't do it. It's not canceling. It's like, hey, I have a right to running my business. I thought you believe in freedom in businesses. Don't you, so-called conservatives? Don't you believe in freedom in business? Oh, but when it happens to me, no, we can't do it. And that's the major thing I keep hearing, is that they want bad things to happen to other people. They don't want them to happen to them. They're charlatans. They're grifters.
Yeah, this one is it's wild.
Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes.
Like, all of his examples go back to the same thing. He wants free speech for him, but not for everyone else. That, like, why blasphemy?
And what is blasphemy? Blasphemy for whom? It's blasphemy for you, bro, because you will blaspheme Hindu religion, Buddhist religion, Judaism, Islam, all the other religions that are around, Sikh, Baha'i. You'll blaspheme those religions easily. You know what I mean? You'll make fun of them, but that's okay when you do it. But it's not okay when we do it.
This guy will make clear which religion is the only one that is wrong to blaspheme. He'll go ahead and tell you which one is the only one that is protected.
Dr. J, I love you. You're like a total radio host. You're like, look, in the future, you're going to find out what's going to happen next. I love it. I am excited. I have it, like, being trapped on this bed. This is like the most exciting thing I've been dealing with all day. I love it.
Yeah, I can imagine when I saw your message on Discord, like, are we streaming? I was like, yeah, Isa must be, like, the boredom must be just eating him more than the pain, right?
It's hard just being trapped on a bed. Like, I'm not really bored, but I want, like, social connection. You know what I mean? It's really nice to
because you're usually at work or at school or hanging here with us, so
it's very different. It's a different experience.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
Processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So,
are you getting an idea where this is going? Like, holy cow! If Trump Trump is anti-constitution good, and he he should keep it going. Vanguard Shield says, Max, we need commercial breaks now. Let's stretch this into a 5-part series. I don't know. We're going to test it out because the word on the street is that Jubilee is very zealous with their content. And I didn't used to see many of these videos back in the day when this kind of started getting more and more traction. But now, today on my feed, because I watch this, I got many reviews. So I don't know what the difference is between. So I'm guessing. I ventured to think that they might have eased off because it actually promotes their content. So I don't know why you wouldn't do that. So well, we're kind of testing out the waters to see if we can do this.
We'll have to see because I mean, obviously, we stretch these things out and do a lot of chit chatting between. So my understanding is we should be okay technically, but I'm not as familiar on the rule stuff as you. So I mean, I think we're making really good faith effort here to be providing commentary, and obviously, if you just want to watch it straight through, you should go to Jubilee's channel and just watch it straight through, right? Like, hopefully. Yeah. We're providing something different as far as a lot of chit chat around it.
Oh, is Catherine losing her shit over porn? Yeah, she does that. It's okay. Never mind her.
This is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay. Surprise. I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pause for a sec, Max.
Yes, sorry.
I think it's just going to be pretty clear. These guys have no idea what those amendments are.
They never took an American political society ever.
I have forgotten what most of them are. So at some point I had them memorized. I don't know them anymore. If I were showing up to a debate where I was defending the question, he doesn't care about the Constitution, I would have rememorized them. But I almost guarantee none of the people he talks to know what these amendments are, which they probably should have freshened up on them prior to coming to the debate.
He probably doesn't even know what the Second Amendment is.
Oh no, he knows what the second is. I would bet anything that he knows what the second is. That is what I knew growing up. The first and the second.
That's the one that they all like. You'll never take my guns, right? That's the one even I know. The first is free speech. The second one is about the guns, and then a lot of these come up that I'm not really familiar with all the amendments, but. I mean, we're touching on this guy saying that, fuck the Constitution, which is a weird thing for me to hear an American say.
Well, the thing is, the Second Amendment, it's talking about a well-regulated militia. That's the point I'm saying. He doesn't know the details. Yeah, he knows that you can have guns, but it actually has specifics, and it has context, and it has nuance. And that's the thing. Right. Like, they don't know any of that other stuff. They're just like, oh, I can have guns.
Yes, and there's always the fact that the legal fact that when some of these amendments were written, like they didn't have AR-15, they had musket rifles that you could only load up once and shoot once. They didn't have like fully automatic weapons that shoot 300 rounds in 30 seconds. Nothing like that. So I don't know. It's a very nuanced topic. The one of guns. Yes,
it is. But it is always important to remember. I got really into this subject at one point, like quite a few years ago. So maybe the numbers have changed. But overwhelming majority of the murders that happens with guns are all handguns. So if you're like, well, let's ban AR-15s, it wouldn't really matter that much. I mean, I know there's some very high-profile things that have dealt with those. But if you're talking about making a big difference in the numbers, handguns are just absolutely the major thing. Because obviously there's something that's easy to hide, and if you're going to try to kill someone, you're not going to throw a rifle over your shoulder. So I think if you wanted to do a serious dent into gun violence by get rid of guns, you have to get rid of pistols. And I think that would probably require getting rid of the Second Amendment.
But maybe you don't need to get rid of the amendment. Maybe you just need to make a little bit more stricter controls when getting a gun, and that could, start helping. But I don't know why they are so against like something like a gun register. Here, for example, you have to get a psychological test to get your gun license, right? Niken says, repeal the Third Amendment. If you're cold, they're cold. Let the soldiers in. What the hell is the Third Amendment? I'm sorry, give me 1 second. U.S. Constitution. 1 second.
It basically stops people from forcing people to home soldiers in their houses. That's the idea.
Yeah.
See, the amendments are really dealing with like ancient stuff.
This is definitely 100%.
It's from that period of time. So yeah, like no one's talking about that.
Yeah.
So again, Mehdi's completely right. Mehdi's like, you just like what you like that helps benefit you. You don't actually like the holistic system. So you're not actually looking for a balanced system. You're like, whatever I like should go. And I'm like, yeah, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever it's in your favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not.
They're they get tricked so easy.
This guy isn't being tricked. He's just like a bad guy. Doesn't care about the Constitution.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, I don't care about any of that. Like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree, and that's part of the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I can't even remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to.
I came with this argument, but I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local leaders,
who is the we, by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around.
I can't believe that people will honestly advocate for authoritarianism or autocracy or anything like that. Not in any case that with any underlying political system, whether it is going over into heavy capitalistic ideals in order to maximize profit and just cause immense amounts of suffering, or whether we're talking about, some of the communist tragedies that happened, the famines, some of the killings, etc., etc. Every time that someone has had unchecked power, it has been like absolutely horrible. Coming from where it comes from, it has happened on the right, has happened on the left, has happened on the center, has happened with princes, caliphs, and kings and queens, has happened in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, everywhere. Every time someone has unchecked power, they just go crazy and they start killing everyone. No one is safe. So why do they strive for that?
It's so weird. I mean, he's saying, I want to vote out democracy. That's the goal of my voting. I want to vote that we don't have democracy anymore. And how did Germany end? It was the way they stopped being a democracy was like legal.
Right. Yes. But why is it they crave? Do you have any thoughts on why is it they crave such a status when it inevitably ends up backfiring into he thinks he will be saving his Catholic beliefs, right? But eventually he will do something that the powers that be will not like, or will just prosecute them for whatever reason or for no reason at all. Like, why would one want to be in that situation? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, Hermano, I totally get you. Like that's the thing is like they want this thing, they like it when it benefits them, but when it doesn't benefit them, they get very upset. And even their own belief system will be used against them. That's why having a kind of a healthy republic and a democracy is a good thing because it helps protect other people's perspectives too. It's not just, one person gets all the benefits. So
Yeah.
it's kind of shocking that I think these people are really sort of in echo chambers and really clueless about what freedom actually is. They take advantage of freedom, but then when it really, when they see what it is, like when they critique it, like if they saw what he's talking about, the world that he wants, it's pretty horrendous.
As an outsider that has had to learn about America from TV, movies, etc., etc. It was a bit of a cultural shock when you actually get to meet Americans and get to work for a U.S. company and that kind of stuff. Uh, it's a place that is highly idealized as a foreigner, as an outsider, right? The first contact we get is with the wonders of the portrayals of the US in Hollywood, etc. So it's a big shock when you get to meet some of the realities. And these people are this is just me being where I'm from, where this kind of fundamentalist religion, people being this deep into religious fundamentalism is not the norm. This is just like, wow. I've never run into someone like that in person, for example.
What's up?
I have never met anyone that would argue this. I've never known anyone personally that would argue this. Have you ever known anyone personally that would argue this? Like in
What
real
for
life,
like
in IRL?
an autocracy?
Yeah, an autocracy.
I have not. Like this seems like something from a movie. It does not
Yeah.
seem like real life. It seems like someone who is like, the kind of incel who's in the basement playing like Second Life video games and just their whole life is just on the game and they're in this echo chamber. And I'm not saying playing Second Life is a bad thing. I'm just saying like their whole life is consumed in this shut-in realm that they
Right.
think that because their reality is so distorted that this is what they think. And it's like he's smiling and he's happy about what he's saying. It's like it's shocking. Like it's like mind blowing. And you're completely right.
He's
Hold
smiling
on
and
to your horses.
And he's smiling, but he's like ruining his life or damaging his life, right? And if he ever
Yeah.
changes his mind on all this stuff, he's going to have to try to tell people in interviews, I used to believe this and I don't anymore. Ask Jaron about that. And so it's like kind of too bad what he's doing. But what's so crazy about this is if he believes in the Catholic theology, he then believes in papal authority, right? So he thinks that the Pope is the head of the church. But I'm pretty sure there's like no way the Pope would be on board with this guy's ideas. So I don't really know how that all squares, right? Like, how can he want like Catholic autocracy when the head of the Catholic Church disagrees? And I don't mean the head like the head of the Baptist. There is kind of no such thing. I mean, the Pope is supposed to be this, continuation of Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the Pope is the continuation of that. And heck, the Pope can add new things to the Bible if he says the magic words or whatever. So I don't know how this guy squares those things at all. I'd almost be interested in talking to like a panel of Catholics and be like, can this fit in Catholic theology, or how does this? I personally, I'm a Protestant, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see how this fits in Catholic theology at all.
That's a great point, Dr. J. I
I
hadn't
agree.
thought about that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that is an actually great point.
It's not
'Cause,
about Catholic theology. It's about this guy's theology.
yeah, it is a little bit. One could say the American Catholic, because Catholics have loosened up their ties with gay people and uh, same-sex marriage and a bunch of stuff. Uh, Mark Reed says he could follow Sedevenka. Wait,
Sedevacantism. That means that the Pope's seat is empty.
okay.
That's what Mel Gibson's into. You have like
Oh,
Opus Dei, Sedevacantism. Yeah, like it's really insane. And it's like, I mean, like, the thing is, people would say, well, that's a heresy. Like, that's the point. It's like, your way isn't the only way. You have, and Catholics, if you read Second Vatican, it becomes Catholicism's become much more progressive after Second Vatican and Nostra Aetate, right? You read these texts and you see, like, um, you know, they state clearly that Catholics and Muslims worship the same God. That's what they say.
uh-huh.
Trevor, I don't know his name, Trent something, got in trouble because he said, yeah, Muslims and Catholics worship the same God. So,
Mm,
in the more
they don't like
conservative
that.
circles, yeah, they didn't like that. But the point is that is what that's what Nostra Aetate says. So it's very clear.
Stop the Stupidity gifted 5 Shadow Amate Talks memberships, and they went to Razor Robertson, who is here watching. Ivan Petrov, NY Yeah Lady, Max M, and Lisa. Thank you so much for that gift. Now you have access to some cool emojis like oh my cat and sun is not object and Max Hacker, that one too. I need to make more of those, but I kind of like doing them as the lore comes up. We could do a get well Isa. Hold on, yes, let me do that in just a second. Dang it. Capture that. Yes, there we go. I'll do that, and where are we? We're here. No, here. There. Perfect.
People? Yeah,
No brown
absolutely.
people. So,
Well,
some
actually,
of you guys,
I have quite
some of the people
I
in this
have
room
quite-
don't make the
no,
cut
no,
from what I can
actually,
see visually.
Actually,
Okay.
hold on for a minute. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you.
Okay.
I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white,
So
and
how-
should stay that
How
way.
does the United States?
Oh, again, the same thing.
So my question is, what is a white person? How do we define what that means? Like, I mean, like, if you read what's his name, H.P. Lovecraft, he has lots of definitions of what this is. So mixed people are not white according to him. People who are Irish, people who are Italian, these people are not considered white according to H.P. Lovecraft, because he came from like a pure blood whatever, from, like, I guess Rhode Island. I forget what the state he was from, but he ends up marrying a Jewish woman, and he has a kid with this Jewish woman, which is hilarious because his own child is one of these mixed cultural babies. But and he doesn't see Jewish people as white either. So, like,
Wait, then who are the whites?
it's like Western Europeans that come from like a pure bloodline. Like maybe Spaniards might be like pure blood Spaniards, Western Europeans.
Yeah, the
Right.
funny thing
Maybe
is that
blonde-haired, blue-eyed Germans. Maybe I don't know. Seems like a
right,
good option.
but the funny thing is that those blue-eyed, blonde hair people, they also come from Africa, right? So I don't know how these people don't understand that some people present white, some people present brown or dark or I don't know, caramel or every shade in between. And it's just that, it's just people. So, like, why is it so important? It's just an adaptation depending on the latitude over thousands of years. There's nothing else other than that. But it's just, I don't know. It's so important to them. Emma said, "Oh my, Ashton is again without a membership and gifted 10 Sherwa Mate Talks memberships." And they went to Catherine MC, who's in the side chat, Butch Comboy, BTF Wayne, who was in the side chat, Steve Creepy Van, Dylan Gadjosik, Dolly88, Harold Carlson, 80, Oh No It's Andy, and Oliver, holy cow, Oliver Skripczynski. Those are too many consonants. But thank you, Emma, so much for those gifts. Oh my God, no, they're fighting against each other and they're throwing us money. Take cover. Take cover. Now, Mark Reed have gifted 5 Sherwa Mate Talks gift memberships. Mark, thank you so much. And they went to Dan Witt, David George, we're all Golga Frinchens, Maidu, and Charles Arnold. So yes, Ashton, indeed, a membership war. I love that you fight among yourselves and you throw us money. That is just how all wars should be. Everyone should throw money to me. All right, let's keep it going. I'm getting that Isa Hospital emoji. Oh, wait. Oh, Emma gifted 5 more Sherwa Mate Talks memberships, and they went to Yahooligan. Hey, Justin. 710 Extracts, Nico Brown, Gregory Nitsky, and Thomas Kowalczyk. Emma, I can't thank you enough. Oh my. Commercial break. Stop the stupidity. Makes it rain again, and gifted 5 more Sherwa Mate Talks memberships, and they went to Dan Shire, Mr. Jolaf, Adam Johnson, Ankar, Block, and Mr. Bear 42. Guys and gals, and you beautiful, beautiful people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let's keep it going.
I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United States look like under you? So, what's your name?
My name is my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well, I use a pseudonym online.
Fair enough.
Oh my!
Yeah, I guess he's a famous YouTuber. That's why he was saying, like, I have another name on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. But I was laughing about how he instantly got it, and was like, "Hey, but you kind of took a while to think your own name."
Yeah. Well, you know what's so funny is I heard someone talk about this. I can't remember who it was, but a lot of online people are extremely worried about being doxxed. Right? They don't want to be doxxed. And I'm like, this reporter, does he get to be doxxed? Of course he does, as far as who he is, as far as the first and last names. All reporters' first and last names are completely public. So online people who have a lot of influence, right, that want to not, let anyone know their name, it's like, it seems slightly unfair. You know what I mean? To me, I can understand not giving your address out, home address or whatever, but I think there's an over concern about doxing as far as just your name. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's my thoughts.
I mean, with the current status of some of the things that happen with your data with brokers and that kind of stuff, it doesn't take too long, especially when you live in the US, for someone to just like find you. It's not that hard. Whodunit says, you'd be amazed how easy it is to get your address with just your name. It is pretty wild. And if you have some tidbits of information like the state, or if they own a business and that kind of stuff, the government records, finding people through government records, it's almost an art form.
So if all reporters, the people that work for any kind of newspaper, whatever, TV or whatever, all use their real name, and everyone has to use their name.
Repeat that. I'm sorry. Tori Hanso said, my last name is 100% unique in the world, so for me, privacy is extra important. No, I understand. But I don't know. It would be like me trying to hide, my name and last name, right? There are some concessions that I have to do when I chose to make myself publicly available that I have to accept. Like people knowing my last name, that is just, it takes a minute and a half for someone to find that, right? So I shouldn't have the expectation of privacy about that particular thing online. That it would be unreasonable for me to do something like that. It's a hospital, okay. We'll see if this one works. All right, I'll play this.
Fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
Oh, it could
Casually. Like Franco, the dictator of Spain, killed a whole bunch of people. Yeah, benevolent.
He was a benevolent leader.
You've never met someone from Spain, right? Like, why didn't you ask a Spaniard, an Espanol, how much they liked living under Franco, for fuck's sake? Like, seriously.
That's horrific.
Oh, that's almost like, in my head, that sounds like, what do you mean? We should find a leader like, Saddam Hussein. That is the kind of thing that I heard. Like, all these people are equally bad in my eyes, right? So he could have just said anyone from a pool of absolutely horrendous people, and it would have been the exact same effect. But yes, Franco.
Or, the mustachioed man. You could have put him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point.
Kind of aristocratic class could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that stage.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, so vote until we get into authoritarianism, and then vote no more.
That sounds like the mustachioed man. That sounds like he's totally for that.
Yeah.
Not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt
supporters.
makes this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl
liberals,
Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
The answer there is yes and nothing else. That was the incorrect answer.
My question is, why are you just be honest with it? That was the one part who was like, I don't know if I want to go into that territory. I'm like, come on, bro. You don't like Jews. Just put it out there. Just go all the way with it. Don't be scared now. You've already jumped. You said you're a fascist. You said you love that. But, Jewish persecution, ooh, man, gotta be careful about talking about that.
I mean, they persecuted the church. That is unacceptable. But when it comes to the Jews, I don't know how I feel. That's
Oh no,
this
we
guy
know
right
exactly what he feels, but the thing is, he's scared about the ramifications of that. Like anti-Semitism leads, you get it. There's a huge bill you have to pay if you want to go down that route.
Yeah.
Which is
Rename this
bad,
show
but
because you're a little bit more than a far right Republican.
hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
No, that he laughed. Look at that face. Oh, wait. Hold on. Because I just had another fantastic idea.
Is this emoji time? The fascist emoji?
The fascist smile. Yes, Dr. J. With the prediction in real time. Very good, Dr. J. So yeah. The fascist smile, ladies and gents. Oh, perfect. I almost got it like square in the first try. That is just great. Fascist. S-C-S-T. Fascist smile. We got it. We got it. Ryu says very punchable face. No violence. I get what you mean, but no violence.
Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this. Because you know that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were...
No. There is an argument to be made that there was a lot of manipulation, that the parties that the Yahtzee party imposed their will on the German people through some very scummy tactics, like propaganda, false flag attacks, and that kind of thing. So how are they oblivious to history and that kind of stuff? Or is it that they don't care that they are on the wrong side of history?
Yeah, I don't know. It must be.
Sorry, go ahead, please.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, they're reading books I haven't read. That's for sure. I must be not in the right corners of YouTube land.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a great observation.
The thing that I know, I looked up this guy. His name's Connor Estelle, or Pine Sap. That's his pseudonym. But Connor Estelle, I'm surprised he's lasted so long. It's probably because a lot of people actually agree with him. Like, that's the thing. And he does sound like, he's confident. He's not being, like, taken down. He's confident in what he's saying, which is, it's unbelievably insane. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've seen anything this insane. Like, this is something that you would think comes from, like, a TV show or a movie or some kind of entertainment, not real life.
A lot of these people seem like fictional characters, but they're absolutely real. And that is the scary part.
And it was so easy to find 20 of them.
Whodunit says he already said why he's a fascist. When someone tells you who you are, you believe them. Yeah, I know. I was just wondering more than this guy in general, and how do they parse some of the problems with the history. But yeah, it's like flat earthers. They don't care. They just don't care.
Or fat cats,
are you in favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
You mentioned Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic.
He only killed combatants.
Oh my God! See, this is what.
Yeah, See, Max, you don't know this. You don't know this, but as a theologian, I need to tell you, Catholics never killed the wrong people. They only ever killed the right people.
That is true.
It's important to remember that.
You know what's interesting? Alexander Dumas, he wrote The Three Musketeers, and he talks about Protestant Catholic fighting, like the infighting between the Protestants and the Catholics. That's like one of the big centerpieces, and a lot of people's lives are taken in these wars and battles. And yeah, it's unbelievable. And Dr. J, it's like, I love your snarkiness because it's so on point. He's like, well, if they're Catholic, they're good. I'm like, the Mustachioed Man was Catholic too. I don't know. He may have dabbled in other things too, but he was definitely established as a Catholic. Does that mean he's a good guy too? Like, it's just so weird. It's like, they're like, well, we can do no wrong, but everyone else does wrong. Communists are evil, but we're good people. We're the heroes. It's like the John Wayne movie. We're the good guys. They're the bad guys. We're the cowboys. They're the Indians. It's insane.
Yeah, and that's the order God has given us, and that's the way it is, and it should always be. David says, this guy is friends with Nick Fuentes. Go figure. Ooh, yeah.
Is that what you're claiming?
Yeah, he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill people.
You just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Everyone, hold your horses, because we have two absolutely brand spanking shining new emoji, and let's see how they turned out. Let's see how they looked. We have just 1 second, I need to change my account. There we go. Sheromate Talks. Let's see. No, this is to buy super chat. Okay, there we go. Emotes. We have Isa Hosp, and we have the fascist smile. David said, Mehdi is so good at this. Yes, impeccable, really. Impeccable. Right.
Frankly, don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi
is mutual,
if being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't. In a state that I was running, I wouldn't want to hurt you or anything like that. But quite frankly,
I don't debate that.
That makes no sense. Because you can't support fascism and expect everyone, expect the minorities to be, cool with it and okay. David says, lol, this guy got what he wanted. He's famous now. That is so sad and true at the same time, but yeah, that is wild. Because you know that he's going to either start a podcast or a show, or they will kind of squirt this into so much juice for him at least. I guess. There we go, Isa with the emoji. Let's go.
Fascists. Okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why
do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just seem offended.
What you're doing here.
You just seem offended, to be quite frankly. Like,
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really care about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care about being called a Nazi.
Sure.
Is the whole thing.
I never called you a Nazi.
I care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the right.
Like he really drifted. He really identified that he had messed up in the previous round and now condemned. Finally.
Yep.
At least he noticed on the fly that he was messing up really bad.
Yeah, a little backtracking, but he might wanted to backtrack a little harder.
Yep.
Kinda
Where
cool,
are
though.
you, Dr. J?
I'm
I see green.
I'm charging my car.
Great.
So
Charging.
We love it.
NASA security force says, bro, humbly, bro. Yes.
Totally. 1000%.
I humbly accept your salute and humbly salute you back, bro.
Nazi, a
thing.
fascist, and a General Franco.
Well, yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And
thing,
you don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What
democracy.
are you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
This is democracy. Don't want to debate and disagreement.
Because it is the means to support.
Wow. Like here an American literally say, I don't believe in democracy when the US is one of the bastions, at least in the rest of the world. And you know, we may have criticism to do towards, but the fact is undeniable that the US is one of the bastions of democracy, of the free world. And having someone just say, yeah, no, I'm down with the dictatorial town, that is just baffling to me.
yeah, I mean, it's like I think the debate. It's like the guy doesn't want to debate anymore because it's like, what's there to debate? I mean, we're like on different planets here. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't even think that he was going to need to say, I am arguing we need to have democracy, right? He was assuming that was true. And when this guy's like, I don't even want democracy, it's kind of like, well, I mean, it's just like he hadn't prepped for that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that
I think Mehdi is blown away by this guy, and I think we all are.
Yes.
You know, it's 100%. So funny that they said to deport Mamdani, you know, because he's like a progressive politician, and I'm like in New York,
correct.
And I'm like Mamdani. It's like that's insane that you would say that, but like with this guy, I mean, the type of things they're accusing Mamdani of, I'm like, maybe you should look at Connor Estelle.
Look at this guy also, but yeah, he's not brown. NASA security force says deport this guy.
That's why I looked at that, because I was like, maybe if you're really honest, I mean, this is the type of attitude that you're like communist. I'm like, this is actually what's scary, not making sure people have resources, you know.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I've seen it a handful of times of getting trying to get people to be deported when they were born in America. It's like, where are you going to deport them to? They were born there in the US. They don't have another country. Maybe their parents were born somewhere else, but they are born in America. That is just insane. NASA security force for $2 says this guy should be deported to Jonestown.
Important end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free speech after we win. I mentioned
the only good thing about this fashion.
How can someone have such a twisted interpretation of what the US Constitution means by free will? I'm a foreigner, and I understand that is not the spirit of the law. I'm not even an American, and I understand that the importance of the free speech amendment is so that everyone's free speech is protected, not so that we can say whatever we want so that we can get in government and then no one else can say whatever they want.
This guy doesn't want free speech. He openly admits, he says, only reason I want free speech is I want to use it as a tool to get in charge, and then I'm going to get rid of it. Like, he's absolutely planning on it, which is like when you say, like, you know, when you get a dictator, they do bad things like take away your rights. This guy's like, yeah, I know. I'm all for it. Let's take away free speech.
Yeah, but it's usually because they think that they are safe. But the problem is that no one is safe when you have that kind of dictatorial or authoritarian regime. It never happens. Emma sent a membership message, been a member for 1 month, and said, Ashton, get ready to grab one. Wink, wink. Ashton is getting excited and then gifted 5 Matters Now membership. So that's what she meant in the end. And they went to Gilgos, Catherine M, Schrodinger's cat, Scott Steffi, and Bob with 1O. That's his name. So, Emma, thank you so much. Unfortunately, Ashton is hated by the YouTube algorithms that gives out the gifts. Oh, speaking, David gifted 1 Yerba Mate Talks memberships, and they went to Jackalope Herdmaster. Never mind. Yeah, so close. So close. No, you don't suck. It's okay. It's just that who knows what Ashton could have done to make YouTube angry so that he doesn't get, the gifts.
Moment
The
we're
whole
in
reason
is that you guys are so open about it.
The
It's
whole
great.
reason
Say
I
the
mentioned
quiet part loud.
the
Keep saying
whole
it.
reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction.
Past him because of the Nazi
Even
point.
liberals, when they take power, they want to enact policies and they want to enact protections for their people and their ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me.
Oh my God. The problem is that, yes, okay, there is a trade when you have, trading. Let's put it in the US, which is very clear because you only have 2 parties. When the parties alternate government and you have the regular alternation of power. Yes, those parties tend to legislate towards their convictions, their worldviews, but always within the framework of trying to improve the country and try to make the best, but with the idea in the back of the head that to keep the system going, if you seize power, then that's it. That's the end of everything. And they don't understand it. He's like literally advocating for the exact opposite. NASA Security Force, I'll let you guys speak in just a second. NASA Security Force for $5. The freedom that US was founded on were not for popular opinions, but unpopular ones. They are in place to protect this guy. I agree that yes, he should have the ability to say it, but I do agree that he should have the free speech to just be as horrible as he wants. That we can agree on. But the problem is that they will try to push things forward in order to have this worldview realized. And I think that's what we have to, in every country, kind of push, because no one wants that kind of dictatorship, authoritarianism. That just sucks. Isa gifted 5 Yerba Mate Talks memberships, and they went to Isa, you hit Brenda, Threatened Sanity, Stencils, Kipler, Dave McKeegan. Oh my God. Very nice. Hey, Isa. Thank you so much. And yes, sorry.
I was just gonna say I agreed on the guy gets is allowed to say whatever he wants, free speech and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to point out some super fun irony. This is the Catholic guy who believes in this principle that might even call it something like the golden rule, that you should do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I believe he's just exemplifying that super perfectly here, as he says, when I'm in power, I'm going to punish you as much as I can. Yes, that golden rule shining through so strong.
Wow, that is true. You're on fire, Dr. J, with some of the insights tonight. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Max said, hit the like button, people, and then for $5 Singaporean said, money! Max, thank you so much. MVP of the audience. All right, let's keep it going a little bit. I think we can do up until this guy for today, and then see how this goes with with the monetization and that kind of stuff.
Just that simple.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right. Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seats.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I can't say the same, but
Oh wait. No, I say let's do until here this topic until they change topic. I thought that
Yeah,
this
that's fine. Let's do it. We'll just keep. We'll try
a
to.
little bit longer.
We'll have
Yeah.
brevity. We'll do brevity.
Yeah.
thank you. Good to meet you, Mehdi.
Good to meet you, sir. All right. So I kind of want to start at the basics or the foundation. I want to see.
Can I just check?
Yes.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I describe myself as.
Just double checking. Just double checking.
Yeah. Just FYI, you never know. Al-Khwarizmi said he has a constitutionally protected right to say something stupid. We have an equally protected right to laugh when he talks. Yes, I agree. And I'm all for that when it comes to speech. Now, when they try to enact their worldview, that requires a little bit more hands-on approach because, of course, they require a hands-on approach to, get their plans to fruition. But yeah, that's it's a dangerous ideology to just let it fester.
I think just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
So, I want to start. Like, what is your connection to the Constitution, and why do you love it so much? Like, what?
Oh my! Everyone is going crazy today. Isa gifted 5 more Yerba Mate Talks memberships. Isa, thank you so much. Davide MC, Goran Anderson, Froden Nace, Valentin Damianov, and Vesa Honkanen. I'm so sorry, I probably butchered that name. You can all enjoy your brand new spanking emojis.
Makes it so important that Trump would defy something like the Constitution to you personally?
Great questions. My first connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, the Constitution's not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I don't like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't like the way the Senate is set up. I'm sure there's things you don't like about the Constitution. The difference is I don't think you can just illegally defy the Constitution. I don't think each and every one of us can just make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked...
David says, okay, I think Isa received his insurance check. Oh my God! Stop! He's got it again. Oh, no! Oh my! You don't move.
The cat's taking over the house. Look out!
Holy cow! Dude, I fortunately didn't catch on fire because it fell right on the heater. You're gonna get us both killed! Holy shit. I'm sorry.
on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press is under assault. Due process is under assault. The right to be in your home and not be invaded by federal agents, the Fourth Amendment, is under assault. So that, for me, is a problem.
Okay.
Oof, the only thing missing from that was a mic drop.
I mean, that was insane. Like, I mean, he just spit it out, and I think there's nothing inaccurate that was just stated there.
And nothing unreasonable. It's not. And they go into some of the justifications for some of the amendments. And they all, like, this is a very hard position to argue against, even if you are a Trump supporter. I'm not. I'm trying to be unbiased because even though I kind of share some of like his views, like the skill in which he's debating right now is just undeniable. He's handling each one of these people in the best way possible. He hasn't got flustered, even with when someone was like I'm a fascist, like right in front of him. And so I think he's doing great. And Mark Reed, yes. Trump got the Late Show and Colbert canceled. Yes, I heard about that.
Well, I'd like to start to say I really don't find the Constitution that important. I find it to be like a 300-year-old document. And it was created to...
Oh, my.
Don't tell him, Max. Don't tell him. But the Bible's like thousands of years old. Don't pop his bubble, okay? Don't let him know.
Oh, my. Oh, gee, 300 years. Yes.
I honestly would love to see Dr. J debating these folks. I think Dr. J would beat all these guys really bad. That's my opinion. I think he would do such a good job.
It's so amazing the difference in the type of Christian that Dr. J is compared to these people. It's always a shock.
Well, I think it's a different religion. I think it's Americanism. Like, it uses some kind of
Yeah.
elements of Christianity, but it's not really. It's like some foreign religion that's like just completely like, Jesus, like they had that kind of meme where they said Jesus would deny pre-existing conditions. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is a person who healed the sick, healed the blind for free. And you're like, he would deny pre-existing conditions for real? Like, and he's like, the Jesus who believes in having like a rocket launcher and going attacking other countries. Yeah, that's what Jesus is into. It's like they've created Jesus. They made like a mutant Jesus that is insane. That's all I can say.
Yeah, even the Catholic guy, it's an American version of Catholicism. I've noticed that. But
his Catholicism is just so crazy. I mean, maybe Mark has pointed out one that I've never heard of, and this guy, there's like a whole group of them. But it just seems out of this world to me. It's like, where's this book about this kind of Catholicism I can read? This is wild.
Catholics are what I've interacted with the most over the course of my life. So I find a Catholic being like that, like so foreign. No, Kat, stop messing around with the green screen. You're going to start a fire. Al Khwarizmi says, Isa, it's Christian nationalism. The gospel about Jesus supersedes the gospel. Wait, no. The gospel about Jesus Christ supersedes the gospel of Jesus Christ. There, I got it. Sorry, I almost read it wrong, Al Khwarizmi. NASA security force for $2 says he's an Orthodox Catholic. It's new. Interesting.
Is he really? That's such a thing?
I have no idea. Hold on. Let's do a quick Unorthodox Catholic.
That may have been just like a joke, like kind of like referencing Andrew Wilson or something like that.
No, but they are Orthodox. It's a joke. Yeah, I'm so dumb.
The country that subjugated your ancestors in India, and then your parents probably moved from India to Britain.
Yes. I'm sorry. It's a joke. I'm slow. Before I was bald, I was blonde. So sometimes I might be a little bit slow.
And then you move here to tell us that we should listen to a piece of paper that you were never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do you run a country?
Holy shit. What is it? This is Tu Quo Quay, right? This is one of the cringiest arguments I've ever heard. Like, why do you care about the Constitution if I don't care about the Constitution? Insane. From an American. No.
Once again, he did not prep for the argument why we should care about the Constitution. Guaranteed, he didn't think that was the argument he came here to have.
You're 100% right, Dr. J. 100% right. These people are not prepared for Mehdi Hasan. They have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, no, this is very improvised. I think they should have got some better opponents because CK says, love ya, bro. Feel better, Isa. Good night, Dr. J. I have to sleep. Bro, we humbly salute you and we love you too. Thank you so much.
Without any kind of laws or due process. And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, I agree with the First Amendment, and I think.
So, do you agree with Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment? He's imprisoning people for their speech. He's threatening free speech media organizations. He's threatening peaceable assembly. These are all rights under the First Amendment. Why aren't you bothered by that as a conservative who claims to love the First Amendment?
So, I don't like the First Amendment. I like free speech.
Okay,
so,
the First Amendment is what guarantees free speech.
The double speak. I don't like strawberries, but I like strawberries. That's what he just said right now. But in his head, those are different things. He doesn't like the First Amendment, but he likes free speech. How? It makes no sense. But they don't see it.
UK, by the way. I'm from the UK, which is a democracy. We don't have the First Amendment. No, that's one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people
I'm a
get
journalist.
arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that, right?
So you're opposed to people being arrested for speech crimes, I assume.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the people...
so you're like one of the previous speakers. As long as it's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the crackdown.
No, I support...
Either we consistently support principles or we
free
don't.
Speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think anyone...
So do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by cracking down on the First Amendment?
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was
just released from prison by a judge, saying his First Amendment rights were violated.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them. But I think that's more a matter of free speech and not the Constitution.
Free speech is a
Constitution. Do you see how quickly they're betraying him? They're betraying their own colleague, because he was like, yeah, I agree with their First Amendment. Like, no, Mahmoud Khalil was not doing free speech. That's what they're saying. That's what his colleagues are saying. Unbelievable.
But this is wild. Like, someone saying, I'm for free speech, but I don't support the First Amendment. He's like, dude, that is why it's there. It's a thing that guarantees that you have the right. How can they double speak like that and not realize? This is just wild. Dr. J, were you going to say something?
Nope, I think we're good. I'm trying not to interrupt this too much. It's been my fault quite a few times.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
I think that's pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment. So he is defying the Constitution. So it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please.
Wrecked. Absolutely wrecked.
Return to your seat.
Thank you very much.
Good to meet you, sir.
I'm Mehdi.
Mehdi, great to meet you. My name is Kai. Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution is important and good?
Overall, yes.
Do you believe that that Constitution can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being destroyed through a purely, democratic or legal process.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
I think if you're democratically amending the Constitution per the rules of the Constitution, that's fine.
Mark said, it's like saying, I am against the right to bear arms, but not against the Second Amendment. Yeah. It's very rare that someone would do a hard contradiction like that, because, people just, the way that our brain functions, we tend to not do contradictions. But this is just that. He's literally double speaking, which is hilarious.
If we could find a constitutional way to get rid of the Second Amendment, I'd be pro that.
So let's pose a hypothetical wherein the entire population of the United States has drastically changed.
Yes.
And the population now has completely different intentions about what to do with the country. Let's say it wants to give it all back to Mexico, dismantling the United States of America.
Again, this is what I was objecting to the other day with Andrew Wilson. So he's making up a hyper-specific hypothetical in which every single person in the U.S. suddenly believes a thing, something which is like literally impossible statistically. it would never be the case that every single man, woman, and child in the US would have the same opinion towards anything, anything at all. Because there's just so many people that you will always have someone
and what's
who
this
will.
guy?
Yes.
Sorry. I was going to say, and what's this guy's solution? Like, so we need a dictator, because if everybody wants to become Mexico, we need a dictator to make sure we don't allow everyone to get what they want. Because if everybody wants to become Mexico, we need a dictator to stop them. And then it's like, I guess, right. And if the dictator's stopping them from becoming Mexico, then he's actually stopping the will of the people, and I guess that's what we want. I don't understand what this guy's solution to his hypothetical is going to be.
Yeah, that's a great what they I don't know, they crave subjugation. That is what I think one trend I'm seeing here.
But they love to subjugate.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Subjugate me while I subjugate someone else, and we keep that chain going.
If that's the case, then what's the use of the Constitution? It hasn't defended the country. In fact, it's allowed for its destruction.
I don't understand the premise. How did the whole country change?
Demographic replacement, mass migration. I mean, we're seeing a change in demographics. And
that fascist smile coming back in strong on that one.
Oh, Pine Stop is loving it.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get some fascist smiles in the chat, because it's like, yeah, they're replacing us white people. That is just one of the cringiest.
Look at his neighbor. Look at his neighbor with the fancy mustache.
Oh yeah. We'll get.
Does he come in too?
He does come in too, more than once. Yes, he's so. You'll like him. He's from Iran. And he has some ideas, particular ideas, but we'll do him on the next one. I think. I don't think the guy comes on this segment.
What is the? I do want to talk about immigration today.
Hope we talk about it.
Everyone's itching in this group to get to immigration.
Yes, sir.
I've saved it. I've saved it for you all. But given we're on the sense of the Constitution, and you asked the question, what is the proportion of immigrants in this country? What proportion of the population is foreign-born?
It's very difficult to measure, because the actual projections of the.
Oh my God, Lisa said, "I did not see that club coming." I did not see that club coming. It's a little bit better, but yeah. Love you.
Silly.
Loving the fun.
Yes, Lisa, you're rocked.
The number have been changing more rapidly.
But what is currently the best estimate of official?
I think it was about 15%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just under 15%.
Which is, by the way, more actually than the original estimate was. So,
but 15% of the people are going to change the country, change the Constitution. How's that going to work? It's actually a nightmare. As someone who wants to amend the Constitution and get rid of things like the ridiculous way the Senate is set up, or the Second Amendment on guns, or various other things, it's really hard to change the Constitution. They made it almost impossible. You know, last time we had a constitutional amendment,
you know,
like 2013.
That's the point. Yeah, that it's hard.
Years ago.
I understand, which is
why
I
think members of Congress pay.
Which is why I get it.
So where are you getting this scenario where 350 odd million people all become foreign-born migrants, or the children of migrants, immediate migrants, even though America is a nation of migrants? Yeah. And then abandons the Constitution and gives the country back to Mexico. Outside of your imagination, where is that happening?
Let's bring it back to the actual discussion. What you did is you entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, "Well, how would you bring about your hythetical?" And then when
you missed out the part where the Constitution is quite hard to.
Yes, I noticed a lot of people, they just build, either hyper-specific hypotheticals or hypotheticals so outlandish that they never happen, so that even if you are correct and your hypothetical still stands, what's the point? Like, I don't get that, because you can't extrapolate from a general point from something hyper-specific, right?
I wanted to piggyback off that. I think it's really interesting because I don't think they think further than the hypothetical that they create. It's a lot of ego stroking, where it's like, look, I'm going to tell this story, but they haven't really thought about what the impact of their story actually is. That's kind of the feeling I get when I listen to some of this.
Mm-hmm. And it's very easily undone either by a reductio or taking it to its logical conclusion. It's like, okay, yeah, you have this idea. I don't know. Let's take a random topic. Prohibition of porn. I've seen Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson talk about that, how we should prohibit porn. Is that okay? Let's say we go with yours. How would you do it? How would you actually make it so that it disappears? You can't. You literally cannot. Because the moment you crack down on corn websites, people will start just trading in flash drives with videos, and you have no way of getting to that. So that's it. That it's a war that is doomed to fail from the start, right? So there's no practicality, and they always they never go, like you said, it's a past the propositional stage of the scenarios. But yeah, Bob says corn is free speech. I agree.
Hold on. I understand that. I gave you.
I also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement guy. So that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's
no,
a very liberal idea.
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them,
and
but I won't debate them.
Frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when we value freedom of speech so much, but any real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify with the politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to them.
The criticism is fair. But there are, like, when someone who wouldn't take me, for example, let's say I'm Latino, and I get like this white nationalist coming to me and saying, "Oh yeah, you're Latino, you're subhuman." There's no gain for me to debate that person or even like really engage when someone doesn't even acknowledge your basic humanity. I do kind of get that point. So the criticism is fair, but one can choose. One is free to choose who they debate or they talk to, right? So
and I
don't
think
know
what Mehdi is basically saying is like just like what you said. It's like there's no purpose to it. Like he did debate the guy. He's like, well, I'm listening to you. I'm talking with you, but there's really nothing to talk about. You just are on a different planet, like Dr. J said.
Yeah.
Well, I think, obviously this is hindsight. I think Menace shouldn't have said, I won't debate you. As in, like, I don't debate people like you. He just should have just said, listen, my premise requires, because what my premise, what we were arguing was Trump, he's going against the Constitution. You don't even care about the Constitution. And what I'm arguing about sort of requires you to care. I assumed you cared. So if you don't even care about the Constitution, I'm not even sure we can debate this question I put forward. I would have preferred something more like that, because it did sound a little bit like I won't talk to you. And he's obviously free to do that. He can talk to whoever he wants or not talk to whoever he wants. But maybe that would have been a way to go. But we are really, this is definitely some backseat driving here on my part.
Yep.
That's guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stopped talking to him, and then everybody had to vote him
debating
out.
versus talking is very different. Okay. It's pointless, right?
Okay,
he doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in democracy.
He was freely speaking with you. You're the one who shut up.
No, he said very clearly.
Okay,
he said, I support free speech so that I can get one election after one election.
Fun fact. This guy, the one on the right now, he's using the same talking points as some of the others, but a little bit down the road, he speaks Spanish with an accent from Buenos Aires, so he's clearly the son of immigrants. But clearly he speaks with pretty much the same accent that I speak Spanish, and that is only possible if your parents spoke with that accent to you, right? So I find it extremely weird, someone who is Latino and also the son of immigrants who would be there on the side that doesn't like immigrants. That is so wild. Cal for $2 says absolute laws just makes more crimes. absolute laws just makes more crime. I think I agree. Yeah, that sometimes people need to be I don't know, if you steal a loaf of bread because you were starving, maybe you shouldn't be punished the same as someone stealing, I don't know, a beer.
My guy comes in, and after my guy comes in, again,
we all listen to your
why would I
conversation.
debate that?
We listen to your conversation. Let's
Well,
bring,
I'm
let's
reminding
bring
you
it back
what
to
was
this
said
topic.
because you just
Let's bring it back to the
misrepresented.
Constitution.
Please do. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th Amendments. Those are the
Sounds
ones
good.
I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you
Sounds
support that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process is important? Some would say that's at the very core of American Constitution.
And
Fifth Amendment.
And what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work, are the people who are...
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on. I'll show you.
Is Trump defying the Constitution? That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals.
We're taking it into a different meta, which is, what's the function of the Constitution?
I'd rather not have your...
You already did.
Yeah, but now
literally
I
just
don't
5
want
minutes
to.
ago when you took it to immigration.
Now I don't
pal.
want to.
Okay, let's bring it back.
I want to bring it back to the First, the Fourth, the Fifth, and the 14th Amendments, and the 22nd Amendments. Either you say, hold on, you got two very good positions here. One is to say, I don't think he's defying them, and I'll say why you're wrong. Or you say,
I kind of like the polite smugness. Like you'll say your answer and I'll explain to you why you're wrong. That is such a classy thing to say. I like the classy jabs.
that he's defying them, as one of your colleagues said, in which case, I don't know where this conversation goes because you don't believe in democracy.
That's fair. Do you think it's wrong to dismantle the Constitution?
So there's two options ahead of you. Do you agree?
This is important.
Do you agree?
What I'm doing
so
is
Donald Trump... Okay, let me ask a question back since you're asking me questions. You're not answering the basic point.
Well,
do you think Donald Trump is dismantling the Constitution? Can we agree that Donald Trump is dismantling? Because I'll agree with you on that. I think he is dismantling the Constitution.
I think he's
illegally, unconstitutionally.
I think he's interpreting it in ways that are more...
Which judges do not agree with him on.
Okay,
hold on. Which the Supreme Court has not agreed with him on.
And the judges don't agree with the people who wrote the Constitution.
How do you know that?
Okay, let's take your example of the Second Amendment. Let's say that a bunch of
judges... I didn't
judges...
give the Second Amendment.
No, hold on.
Fourth, you don't want to talk about the ones I've given.
You're interrupting me. You're interrupting me.
Because you're ignoring me. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, 22nd Amendments. Those are my amendments that I came with today. If you don't want to debate them, just say so.
I'm trying to understand your ideology.
Say so.
You believe that dismantling the Constitution is okay when it's about parts of the Constitution that you disagree with.
Amendments.
You would be fine getting rid of the Second Amendment, even though that would be a dismantling of the Constitution.
No, because it would be done via constitutional means. I'm not the one sitting here like your pal.
Okay. The funny thing is that they see this as an absolute thing, but you could amend the second. I mean, you could re-amend the Second Amendment just to make it, I don't know, maybe a little bit harder to get guns, or you could. You probably don't even need to amend the Constitution. You could just do some overriding law in order to get that gun registry and the freaking cat. That's my green screen again.
And obviously, you can add and take away amendments. That's fine. You can have. There's a process to add them and to take them away. That's fine. What the argument here is, Trump is taking them away without, actually going through the voting process required. He's just
without the due process.
Without the process. Yeah, and so that's the issue here.
And I totally agree. I think, Dr. J, that's the major issue. Is there is due process in doing these things. You as a leader don't get to just do whatever you want. We have rules that we have to follow.
Yep.
You have agreed. You have agreed the Constitution.
I'm not the one saying you just get rid of them willy-nilly.
Right,
I don't agree.
We're ramping up.
I don't agree that Joe Biden should come in and say by executive order, if Joe Biden put out executive order saying Second Amendment no longer applies. I can round up everyone's guns. I don't agree with that.
Your result is exactly
I don't
the
agree
same.
with them. No, but I don't agree with the method of doing it. It's unconstitutional.
That's fine.
He would have been defying the Constitution, and I would have said so, but you can't bring yourself to say so. We've been sitting here for several minutes. All of your friends have seen me ask you several times, do you agree that Donald Trump is defying the First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, and possibly 22nd Amendments. Your
I know
colleague
those are,
at least
I know,
admitted
I understand,
that he's defying the First Amendment.
I understand that you came in here. What you are attempting to do is simply frame this conversation like you did with the first claim about Donald Trump. But then when anybody asks you any kind of question that presses you to the least degree,
I answered. I said I would dismantle the Constitution, but I would do it.
Right, but dude, you have to locate yourself. This is not a back and forth debate. It's a format. You have to stick to the format. If you don't want to defend your position with regards to his claim, then just don't be there. Don't go and touch the chair.
Don't run up to
game.
exactly. Don't run up to the chair if you don't want to talk about the proposition.
Yeah, there's a proposition, and then he just keeps talking about Second Amendment. He's like, I'm talking about the 1st, 4th, 5th, 14th, and the 22nd Amendment. He's like, can we talk about those? Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment. I'm like, we're not talking about the Second Amendment.
Constitutionally, not by executive order.
So what I'm trying to get to is to prove to everybody who's watching that what you care about is not the Constitution in what it represents or creates. You care about the Constitution only insofar as it allows you to achieve your political worldview. We agree on that.
No, I care about the Constitution.
You agree with the
because I
Constitution?
don't think presidents should be fascist dictators and violate the Constitution. That's what I'm saying.
You care,
and he is different. I don't think the president should have the power to lock you and me up if we write an op-ed that he doesn't like.
That's
I
awesome.
don't think the president should be able to crack down on us if you and I decide to go protest outside his parade. I don't think the president should be able to deprive you and I of due process or come into our homes without a warrant.
And I think,
let's not agree.
He's agreeing so much.
Well, he has to. What can you disagree about that? That's valid.
Yeah, but this idea that the guy on the right said, you like the Constitution insofar as it is your means to the achievement of your worldview. But in principle, if you respect the Constitution, you would use it, yes, to try to achieve your worldview. But then you would still hold to it while after you have achieved that, so that it doesn't just turn into authoritarianism from the other side, right? So, I mean, respecting the Constitution means that you feel it's important always, even after you have achieved your political goal to, I don't know, maybe get elected.
And Issa, when you said he asked to agree with it,
sorry.
I don't know if you were watching the rest of the debate, but people have been agreeing and disagreeing with some crazy stuff today.
Yeah.
So you never know what they're going to agree or not going to agree with.
Totally fair, 100%.
Yes, that is insane.
Glad
it's good to meet you.
It's good to meet you, Kai. Hey, how are you? I'm Mehdi.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? So Trump is defying the 1st, 4th,
5th, and 14th, and maybe the 22nd soon.
Okay. So I want to focus on the 1st and the 5th.
Okay.
So you say that Trump is defying the First Amendment. Can you give me an example?
For example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events. A Trump-appointed judge said that was against the First Amendment. He's been cracking down on media organizations he doesn't like over their speech. If they say stuff he doesn't like, for example,
cracking down how?
So, for example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events because they said it's the Gulf of Mexico. That's not how it works. They were already at the White House. He deprived them of access, so he punished them for their speech.
So smooth. So smooth. That's not how it works, and continues. That is enviable, I have to say.
Smooth criminal.
Smooth as fuck, yes. What's the other one song? Smooth operator.
But are they allowed to go to the press?
Which is why a judge he appointed, Trevor McFadden, said this was contrary to the First Amendment, a Trump-appointed judge. He's called MSNBC and CNN illegal. Media organizations are not ipso facto
But that's free speech.
illegal.
He can call them whatever they want.
Attacking the media?
No.
Yeah, he
by
can
the president as the executive?
How do they get it so twisted like that? Like,
Because they don't know government. They never took an American political society class. They don't know any of this stuff. They don't know politics. So all they know is they know like snarky remarks, and that's not how this thing works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm smarter than you. I'm a smart conservative. It doesn't. It's not flying. It's not flying for us. Sorry. You're not
Yeah, no,
impressing us.
I mean,
And I mean, this lady looks like she should be at like a feminist rally with all her tattoos and her,
yeah,
her
the pink
red tipped
hair.
hair. I mean, like the pink tipped hair. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Hey, Steve's Creepy Van is here. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to Steve's Creepy Van. He makes some very nice videos there. Steve, I'll let you shoot on your own link. All right.
Yeah, he can
And-
say whatever he wants. That's literally the
Oh,
first
wait, I was going to explain that. Lady, when the president says that tries to intimidate the press, that supersedes free speech because it's infringing on the free speech of someone else. So it's not, free speech is not an absolute thing, right, lady? So you're wrong. The president doesn't have free speech to intimidate the press into submission. That's just not how that works.
There's a completely unfair power dynamic here. So when the president's saying something, it's completely different because when the president says something, that executive will can be done. It's a very different scenario than just a common person saying something. It's like when a king says something. You know, I
Yes.
think she's not understanding that framework. We're dealing with someone who has a huge amount of power. And when they say something, there's an impact. That's why, like, when January 6th happened, like, that's why people were very upset with, the president, because he used his voice and that inspired people to do something. You know what I mean? So it's different. Your voice can impact, especially when you have a different power dynamic. This has to be understood as well. And she's acting like, oh, he's just a common guy. He's not.
Yeah, a way to think about this might be like, am I allowed to say, "Hey, Issa, give me $100 or I'll shoot you," and then you go, "Hey, police, look, he's trying to extort me," and I go, "What are you talking about? Free speech. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just freely speeching." Like you can't have that.
I agree. It's coercion. It's coercion.
He can say whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
But the media can't say what they want.
They do.
But he's going after them. He's suing them. He's using lawsuits to crack down on the press.
They
Presidents
used
have not done that
lawsuits
before.
to give him 34 felonies that Hillary Clinton did.
No media gave him a lawsuit.
No, but people
we're
on
talking
the
about media.
Democratic side.
We don't talk about the Democrats.
Okay. So he can call them whatever he wants because that's the freedom of speech.
He's threatened to imprison reporters.
He absolutely.
He wants to imprison. He said reporters should go to prison for reporting. He threatened some of them with prison rape. Right? That is against the First Amendment.
Okay. How is that against the First Amendment?
You don't think so?
Oh, honey.
Brother, I think these people are from a different planet. I'm sorry. I think these people are from a different planet. I don't know what to say.
They're your compatriots, which is wild. It is wild that you have a country in which this is normal. That is very distressing to me, to be perfectly honest.
I'm not sure this is normal. They pick some made-for-TV people. I agree. It's a problem. It's growing, but I wouldn't say normal.
Okay, yeah, fair. But what I guess what I was trying to highlight was that these people are the least where I'm from, right? So I never ran into a religious fundamentalist until I started hanging out on the interwebs. But this is just, these people have no idea what America stands for. and they think that they are the most patriotic, the most American, that they shit red, white, and blue, but they're very far from what I would say the vast majority of people considers some of the core values of the American system, right? This is
Yeah,
just
these people, so I mean, I was obviously spent tons of time around super conservative fundamental Christians or whatever. That none of this would have been in agreement with anything we learned back then. Now, maybe they've all changed their mind. I'm not talking to them all the time anymore, but no one would have said this before.
yeah. Max says, careful, Max. We used to say the same about libertarians in Argentina, and then the dumbest, most psychotic POS in the country got elected as president. No, yeah, I agree. Uruguay seems to be more stable, and we try not to go down the route of these mediatic presidents. We have always been a little bit more sober when it comes to either compared to the US or Argentina, but we've had some some nibbles, some little smooches with flirting with the idea of trying some shit like that here. It just hasn't caught on, but yes, I fully agree with you, Max.
Sending reporters to prison for
Is he
reporting that he
sending
does
them?
lie.
Did he do that?
He wanted to. He said so.
Okay,
I would like them to go.
I would really like to.
So
fly.
other people stopped him doesn't mean he's not defying the Constitution.
So he can
also
want,
said if you turn up,
excuse me, he can want to do something.
Yes.
That doesn't mean he will or he can.
Okay.
And I think he's very.
Well, I've already
aware
given
of
an
that.
example of something he did do to the Associated Press, but okay.
Yeah, okay. So the Associated Press is allowed in the Oval Office, which is his office. That's his executive space.
Okay.
And they are allowed in the press room, just like CNN, just like The Guardian.
Which he thinks are illegal media organizations.
He can think whatever he wants.
calls the media the enemies of the people.
You called him a fascist.
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want.
Yes.
Yes.
But the
and
president is. I'm not the president of the United States with executive
so
power
now, okay,
to
so
crack
then
down on the
First
media.
Amendment only applies to the citizens, but not the president.
I never
of the
said that.
United States.
No, lady, you have to bear in mind the absurd disparity in power when you compare a president to even a news organization, right? Like Isa said, the president can take executive action. So, yes, he should mind his words. And the president is the representative of the whole country. A president, I would like to think, as in my filthy atheist mind, that a president would, try to keep composure because they're acting as a representation of, 300 million people in the US that you have right now? More or less, right?
Mm.
That's what I would kind of like. And David said, I thought these people only existed in South Park.
I mean, it's insane. Like, these are not like it's an alternate universe.
It is kind of wild. Like a what if episode. Like, what if real life?
In fact, Donald Trump runs his mouth more than anyone.
Absolutely, he does.
And he doesn't just say stuff. As I said, he actually does stuff. He actually does crack down. For example, you Fifth Amendment.
Yes.
Due process.
Yes.
Judges have actually said you have violated due process.
Yes, except for people kind of forget the Clinton, the 1996 Immigration Reform Act.
Another one. That's what we've had 3 people so far, or more. Wait.
So who cares what Clinton did? This isn't about Clinton. It's about DJ.
Another what aboutism. It's like, and it's funny how to identify where they will deflect to. Because this one went to Clinton, this one, the previous one went to Biden, some other one went to some other stuff. That is very interesting. But a lot of whataboutism on average so far as an argument. This is bad.
Do you know why they do it, Max? They do it because that's the only thing that they know. They know their talking points. They know that they know the talking points against their enemies. They don't actually know how to defend themselves. It's just like what I brought up before. When people are told to defend the Islamic dilemma, what do? They learn to attack. They go to some website where they attack that tells you verses to attack the Bible. It's literally the
Yeah.
same thing. I'm like, this is disgusting and gross. I'm like, you don't actually know how to defend your position. All you know how to do is
No.
blame the other position. This is ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
I think that is a very potent argument because it forces you to contend with the argument uh, in a way that it doesn't give you a choice. So you have to consider what is being proposed as is. You can't really change it. I think it's a very interesting case in how to build a proper effective argument. That's why I've been caught up so much in investigating, David Wood's stream and Apostate Prophet and a little bit of God Logic, because I think that is how you build a strong argument. That is a great example, a great case study, and not some of the stuff that Wilson says, for example. So yeah, I've been paying attention to that.
I agree.
Where you can get limited due process when you have expedited.
American citizens?
No.
What about American citizens?
Who's getting deported? That's American.
2 American children have been deported, multiple this year. Have you not been?
No. Their parents have been deported, and their parents say,
No, the
"I'm
father
going
was
to take
American.
my baby."
No.
Was mom legal?
We don't know because they didn't go to court, and the judge.
They
by
don't
the way,
have to go to court.
Yes,
that's not a part of the due process.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm very aware of it.
Are you a lawyer?
Do I have to be?
No, due process, you go to court. That's why it's called due process.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Are you a lawyer? I'm very aware of it.
What about Khalil Mahmoud? When they tried to deport Khalil Mahmoud because he had a different opinion than they did. I'm sorry. You don't just get to deport people because they think differently than you. You know what I mean? And they're like, he was associated. I'm like, no, he wasn't. What you're saying is that maybe if he was at some protest and some character at the protest was like was some kind of fanatic, okay, fine. But that doesn't mean that person is now associated. That's insane logic. But then they won't do it with their own people. Like if they're associated with fanatical people, they're like, oh, no. They're on their own. I'm like, this is crazy.
And lady, let me notify you of the little fact that if someone is an American, where are you going to deport them to? You would just be removing someone's nationality. And another thing, little lady, I think in less than 30 minutes from this very moment that is stopped during the debate, someone is going to tell this guy, who is a naturalized U.S. citizen, that he should get deported. Right? He is an American. He passed all the tests, did all the things, did everything that you complain about. He's not illegal. He's not overextending his visa, yada, yada. He is a full rights American citizen. And people are calling for him to get deported. A guy that is on TV, that is a journalist, that works, that is part of the economy, and this and that. Just because he does not, they do not like him. Maybe it's racist, maybe it's political, maybe it's a little bit having to do with religious fundamentalism, whatever. And you guys are calling for him to just be expelled from the US. This just makes no sense. No sense. All right. We have just a
couple minutes and we're done.
Yeah, about, I don't know, I think like 30 seconds, less than a minute.
Oh, we're making an argument.
Are you a lawyer?
It's
a simple question.
No.
Are you a lawyer?
Okay, we're making an argument.
I'll take that as a no. A Trump-appointed judge in the case, not some Marxist lefty judges you people like to call them. A Trump-appointed conservative judge said you cannot, it is illegal.
This is the fourth one that says I don't care, because that's true. They don't. They don't care.
So then why are they here to debate? They're supposed to defend this position, and it's horrible. They don't know how to defend this position.
Interesting question. Yeah, why do they do that? But I wouldn't know. But if you don't care, then just sit down, let everything get eroded. But the good part is that even though some of these people don't care, there are people that do care and will work to get the system back into place. I'm so sorry. The wheel on my mouse is fucking up. That's why we can never have nice things, because either they break or someone steals them.
Unconstitutional to expel or deport an American citizen without meaningful process. He said that in April.
Mhm.
So that was an act that Trump did. It wasn't
the
speech.
child-
He got rid of an American citizen from the
Okay.
country
Okay.
without process.
So the
That's the
child-
Fifth Amendment violation.
Since I'm not up to date on that specific
I'll give you
case,
more.
I'm sure you can. So
Well, you weren't aware that American citizens are being deported. It's a pretty big story.
Yeah, the
Maybe if
child
you
that
read the
probably
fake
went
news,
with
you might know.
What?
If you read the fake news, you might know what's going on. A lot of
Oh,
American
how would I
citizens
know what's
have
going
been
on if I
deported.
read fake news? I don't watch.
No, lady, you didn't even catch the joke.
He was being sarcastic and witty. That's so funny.
Yeah, I love that. That has happened to me with flat earthers many, many times, where you just tell them a really, really nice joke and they don't get it, and it's
Well,
so
do you think
sad.
there's overlap? Do you think there's an overlap from that community to this community? Do you think they're like almost identical? The stuff that's from this community is in that community too?
I think that if there is someone like this, they are way more likely to, also get caught
To
up
believe in
in
that, yeah.
the flat Earth cult.
Yeah, I feel that
Uh,
there's a lot of overlap. Like that
There
kind
is,
of
yeah.
the dogma is there. It's a very similar dogma.
Right? Don't most people think that flat Earth is sort of like the end of the road? Like these people probably aren't that flat Earthers, but flat Earth might be the next step. Usually, don't be. You know what I mean? Like I think Jaron said that. Like it's kind of like the end of the road. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong about that, but yeah, if you were to make me gamble, I would guess none of these people are flat Earthers. I mean, non-fascist, or totally guess that these people aren't flat Earthers.
Yeah, fair enough. But it is a very firm and very fertile breeding ground for that kind of conspiratorial thinking. So I wouldn't doubt that some of these people could get, receptacle. No, that's not the word. Could get, caught up by the net of the flat Earth cult. So
Agreed.
I don't know. All right, we have not much left.
CNN or Rachel Maddow. Sorry,
That's why you don't know that your fellow citizens have been deported this year.
my fellow citizens.
Are they
No.
not? American citizens haven't been deported?
Okay, when a child goes with their
All right,
adult-
guys, that's time. Please return to.
All right. That is time. Okay. So, what are you? There we go. Okay. All right. We'll stay like this until let me fix this real quick. Who would like to start? Isa or Dr. J? Final thoughts.
I'll let Dr. J go first. Let's
all
let
right.
the doctor go.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the video. Great with you. This stuff in the future. Super awesome hanging out.
All right. Thank you so much. Isa, you final thoughts?
I mean, I just love being able to do this. Like being in the hospital, it's been really tough. Just being stuck in this bed. I've gotten to like wheel out a couple places, but being able to see this video is just. I'm probably gonna watch this with Mom. I think she's gonna love it. Like this is really gonna be fun for her. But it is. I mean, this stuff is like it's in a sense, it's really hilarious, but it's really horrifying. Because a lot of people think like this. I've seen people on YouTube say really insane, I would say fascist things. Not even borderline, just like openly fascist things, like getting rid of due process for people. It's just open. Like even the way that they're treating Mamdani as a candidate, whether you agree with his politics or not, he is a citizen now. He has a green card. Like he's done it. He came through the process. He's an American, right? But they're like, we are going to say he's not an American because we don't agree with him. And I'm like, this is not how This is not what it means to be an American. And I'm like, it's just like, there you get to say whatever an American is. And I think what Mehdi said that really, it's haunting and it's powerful, because just like Mehdi, I come from the same thing. Yeah, my ancestors might be closer than some of these people coming to America, but like, we're all immigrants from other places. And we've intermarried. So even if you're like indigenous American, a lot of indigenous Americans have intermarried with other people too. So it's like, we're multi-ethnic, we're multiracial, we're, you can say we're a salad, we're a melting pot. This is what it means to be in the United States, to be American. I would even say in South America and Central America, you have the same kind of thing. You have a lot of people mixing, and you have diverse populations, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, these people have this kind of radical view, because I hate to say this, but I think a lot of these people don't feel special in their own life. They don't feel they're unique. And this is a way, it's an ego, it's like a way of trying to gain power in their life that they don't have. And that's why people go to these kind of cultish ways, is because they don't have stability. They don't have, a connection to who they really are. So they have to go to these crazy spaces. And I think that this kind of cult mentality is in a lot of different places. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing what it means to enter a cult. And to me, it's hilarious and it's tragic. It's the epitome of drama that we see in the theater. This is the epitome of drama, and that's what I would have to say.
Yeah, one of those epic Greek tragedies that make you laugh your ass off and then you're crying the next moment. Yes, it is super tough. It is somewhat scary that in a country with the might of the American army, you have people like this, because it feels for sometimes that if the US ever lost its shit, that there would be no one capable of, stopping them. So imagine, we talked about Franco, imagine one of those monsters at the helm of the US, with all of the US's power of surveillance, of military might, of conquest, of interference in other countries. It is a pretty scary thought, having the US be the bad guy. And as an outsider, seeing that people, we view the US as, this a banner of freedom, this beacon of democracy, this champion of justice and equality and the American dream. And to have someone who parade themselves as the most patriotic, the most American of all Americans, to just say, I don't care about the Constitution, like that was just okay. It's not. I didn't live through the dictatorship in my country. My parents did. And I assure you that with the things I've heard, I wouldn't want to wish a dictatorship even to my worst enemy, because they are bad. And when the dictatorship runs out of people to chase, they will chase you. Doesn't matter if you were the number one supporter of the regime before. It can turn on you at the drop of a hat. All right. Yes. We will wish you happy surgery today, and we'll be here to keep you some company through the recovery. I'm glad we could help you up a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. You had some fine laughs, and we've made your day a little bit more amicable, Isa. I think with that, we'll be done for tonight. Isa, Dr. J, thank you so much. We hadn't done a stream all three together in a while. We did a little bit of an after show not too long ago, but it's always fun to stream with both of you. People, before you go, make sure to do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and yell subscribe to Yerba Mate Talks. And that way we can share the love for the channel. Thank you everyone for being here in the audience. Love you all. We'll see if I have something planned with Chris from You Are Mobbed for Thursday. You're of course invited to that one. I'll let you know what that is, Isa, later. But we'll keep you updated. And fortunately, StreamYard has fixed the stages. I can now change them, but since I had fixed them before to work without my OBS, now they are fully broken and I have to redo them again. But I'll get that done and we'll have them all. Aloha! Love you! We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Have a good night.